Everyone to the grand finals of the GDSL tourney. We have Everyone Loves Joe up against GrumpyKittens. Now they've been playing for a long time. They've been through multiple challenges so far, and been able to overcome every single one of them all the way up to the finals. Now here with me casting is Ashgan and Jurzal.
Hey guys.
Uh,
Hey guys.
so Jurzal, what do you think?
Well, it's gonna be definitely interesting, but before we go any further, I think we need to go to the proper voice channel so we're not disturbed. 1 second. All right, are we here? So I think it's gonna be a very exciting day, and we have good casters, we have good opponents, we have Kachar, Tris, and I'm6 playing against Nedved, Eskimo Joe, and Agreed. So definitely we're gonna see something interesting. Ash, comments?
Yeah, I agreed. I agree with what you said. This is like I'm so excited now. I'm probably more excited than the players themselves, because this is gonna be one hell of a grand final, These teams had done some journey to be in the finals. So
Well, let's talk a little bit about the tourney history. So this tourney at the beginning was all about that PT stack. Every team was going for that PT stack, and it seemed like it was working the whole tourney, except for this one team that decided to go do something completely different. They went for Ravagers, and that team has made it all the way to the finals with this new strategy. It's been changing the meta. Um, what do you guys think? Like, Jerso, how you feeling?
I think it's definitely strong, and I think it's. I think we need to give the credit and respect for everyone like Joe coming up with the strategy. But as it has been with all of the strategies in Direct Strike, like we had Link Infestor versus PT stack, we had PT stacks and Blink backs, like all these different meta. Like in Direct Strike, it's just a process of evolving. So I think we are in the phase when this is very strong. Then we figure out what's the proper counter, and then it goes in the same shelf like with every other strat, like either Stalkers or Zerg or with PD stacks. I think it's gonna be one of the maybe main tools to utilize in specific race matchups. It's definitely a strong strategy, but and it has place in the specific race matchups, especially versus Protoss and Terran follow-ups. But it's not like one one tool to win everything. It's not a silver bullet.
Yeah, it seems like Zerg now have to brush up on their Ravager micro, right? Like they have to be on point with their Ravager micro because it is a strategy that works. It's got them all the way to the finals, so I think that deserves a lot of respect.
The funny thing about it could be that people play Zerg because you don't need to micro, and some things may be changing on that.
Everyone.
So maybe some things may be changing at that field.
Yeah, and Protoss a little bit underrepresented now. It seems like all the teams that have been playing Protoss have been getting eliminated out of the tournament. Is Protoss falling out? Ashgan, what do you think?
well, as I said, couple of rounds before, I think this build kind of caught off guard because it wasn't an easy journey to the final. We have so many good players and a couple of teams who are not here in the in I mean so yeah, I think it's pretty strong. I agree with the credit to the Ravager build, because we're not like we as all three of us, we played so much both in-house. We play a couple of pubs sometimes, and we play very competitive at very high level. This is kind of a new like, so I think it's a like surprise cut off guard strat also, because it's not easy to handle it. We've seen teams that are not here anymore, and they're pretty strong players. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this.
So we have matchup screenshot. Sorry for interrupting. We have Zerg Terran Terran versus Terran Terran Protoss. So basically, this is the matchup that we were talking about. So there's a Terran versus Protoss situation. After that, Zerg versus Terran situation. So definitely, we are gonna see Lib Raven Ravager strategy, and we're gonna see what GrumpyKittens can offer us.
Yes.
I don't agree about Protoss falling out. I think Protoss is still the strongest race in the early 5 minutes, and early 5 minutes is critical in the game of Direct Strike, and it can. I think the only thing that needs to be kind of figured out is the follow-ups. Proper
Well,
follow-ups to make sure you don't lose to the stacks.
this first game is gonna decide the momentum of the whole match, I believe, because both teams are coming up with their strategy, right? The everyone loves Joe with their standard CTT, like what they've been doing the whole tournament, and GrumpyKittens is doing what like the strategy that everyone loves Joe has countered so far. So, do you think they're gonna bring something new? Is there something we're not seeing that they know on how to counter it?
Once again.
I'm not sure. It's gonna be. Um, eh, I, I I'm not sure what we're waiting. Because they played so good so far. So yeah. Let's just see what's going on. The only thing we know now is the race, and we're gonna see Zerg Terran from EJ's team versus Terran Protoss versus Kitten's team. So
Yeah. On
yeah,
paper, this is the strategy that everyone loves Joe has been using, and this is
yes,
kind of the race that it's been using it against. So on paper, it seems like it's in favor of everyone loves Joe, but you know we have to wait to Grumpy Kittens. If they decided to go with this strategy up against what everyone loves Joe has been doing the whole tourney, right?
yes,
They must have something ready. So I'm very curious to see what it is. If they think they can brute force their way out, I think if they lose, they might switch out strategy and try something else. Um,
yeah. I mean,
but if they win, it's gonna be very tough on everyone loves Joe because if their main strategy fails, then that's tough.
yeah, it is, of course, and it's it's so much knowledge in these six people who are playing the final now. Been there, done that. I mean, they play so much. We have champions, we have champions, and we have like how many years DS? I mean, Direct Strike years in these six players. So
I think Agreed is the only one that's relatively new, right? The rest of the players have been here for years. They've been
yes,
mainstay in direct
yes,
strike community.
and I mean, also you come this far, you kind of come prepared. The I think these guys, if these guys haven't practiced for this final moment, they had they had to have practice, because
Yeah,
they're
I
they
think we're
I
definitely gonna get
yeah,
some peak direct strike. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of miss micro or anything. I think both teams are gonna be very ready for what's gonna
yes,
happen. They're gonna micro
yes,
their heart out,
of course, yes,
and I think we're gonna see some peak direct strike games.
yes. I'm very excited. I'm very happy also. They both teams did great so far. I mean, they played almost flawless until this point. There it's only a couple of rounds, matches, or what do you want to call it? They lost. They almost play flawless all the way to the top. So they're ready for each other. We're gonna see the clash of the titans.
Yeah, both teams have had to defeat very strong teams, right? They both had
Yes,
to beat two teams that went undefeated in the group stages, right? So they definitely deserve their spot here.
yes,
It wasn't easily earned. So
yes,
yeah.
yes. They have beaten pretty good teams to get here. So yeah, this is Looks like we're starting, guys. Buckle on and subscribe, all our viewers. We really appreciate it. We're gonna want to be on YouTube more and more, so we're happy for all subscribers. And once again, welcome and enjoy the finals.
Exactly.
Yes,
Alrighty.
I I am pretty excited, to be honest. The thing is, I don't know what to expect, because we've seen TTP versus ZTT before, you know.
I think what we can expect is that GrumpyKitten is gonna take the bunker relatively early. I think below 3 minutes, sub 3 minutes, and
All right.
then they have the maybe they're gonna gas pretty soon as well, so they can have enough money for the mid game.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Do you think we're gonna see some stalkers and some ravagers?
Of course, yes,
All
definitely.
right. All right. Well, you never
Okay,
know.
agreed. Already going for tier 2 with some Ravagers. Sorry, with some Roaches. So he's definitely gonna go Ravagers.
All right.
And here we see Kashar going tier 2 as a Protoss against the Terran. Oh boy, spicing it up.
Oh, I think he canceled.
Okay, yeah, he canceled and went Stalkers. Never mind, he's playing Standard.
I have a
Oh.
suspicion that maybe he made a small mistake about race matchup.
No, I
I'm not
think
sure. Like, what was it? Because you're not really supposed to go T2.
Okay, Joe going for his
Interesting.
signature Marauders,
yes.
which is also interesting. Like he's been actively going for Marauders instead of Marines or Reapers.
Yes.
Kachar with 1 Adept. Okay, and now Nedved is gonna see this, so the Stalkers are gonna be revealed. How does then Nedved respond? Is he gonna cancel his tier 2? Or is he gonna keep his tier 2?
I guess you never know. It looks like he's gonna keep the T2. And it looks like Imsuck's going T2 as
Yeah,
well.
I
Imsuck's finished his T2 and Nedved also is finished his T2. So we have T2 on both sides. And looks like Kitten holding the middle so far. And Joe went for more Marauders Marine, 1 Reaper there. I see.
Okay. And Amsuck's going for the 1 Liberator.
Yes.
Well, one Liberator, I think the logic here is that Eskimo Joe doesn't have enough Marines to kind of deal with that. And the one Liberator is gonna be a bit of a nuisance for the Ravens because you have to spend turrets on it. Okay,
Yes.
we
And
have.
oh, the splitting the Ravens. Oh,
But the one difference is that I'm6 is a bit slower in killing the cannon, so cannon is not gonna go down in 3 minutes, so it's gonna go down a bit significantly a bit later.
yes.
Okay, good anti-armor missile hits all the Stalkers. Let's see what kind of bios are we gonna get from Agreed.
Well, anti-armor really doesn't matter if there's nothing like marine or turret that does the significant like DPS per second, right?
I
Actually,
think
the
this
bunker
could be
might go down
cannon.
here.
Yeah, this is gonna be the cannon.
Sub 3 minutes?
Oh, 3 minutes. All
Exactly on
right.
3
Yeah.
minutes.
But
The,
as you know, we've seen this before. Cannon goes down and Ravager grows stronger and stronger.
Yes, but do
So
you see that Esmaja doesn't have enough to deal with the libs?
yes, I don't know if we've seen this before. T2 versus T1 Terran. And
okay, and I
here's
like this from Amsuk. He's starting to get Ravens as well, and ooh, hits the anti-armor missile, and now the Liberators. Okay. Good enough micro out of Nedved, interfering matrix, everything, and throwing turrets.
yes. But can Kachar kill this in time? That's the question.
Okay,
And here
blink
comes
forward. So,
Bile,
yeah, the
and
bio's
he's gonna
guaranteed to
blink
hit.
back on the side. Yes.
He's blinking either. I don't think it's auto. Maybe it is auto, but he's blinking like 2 or 3 stalkers around just to split them up a bit. And
Yes.
Chris has enough more reapers, but probably I would kind of maybe see a bit more split. But it's not so bad. It's okay. More Marines from Eskimo Joe.
Yes.
No Reapers. So interesting to see that. Let's see if okay, there's a one turret. Some Marauders deal with that. Lib Siege is a bit iffy. I don't think there's maybe some lag on Imsec's side because he's playing from Canada on European server. That could maybe be an issue. There's a turret spent and there's two Ravens with anti-armor missile probably, yes.
Yeah.
And maybe even turrets.
Yes.
There's
then
another
wait.
anti-armor missile
Qatar?
probably for Ravagers.
Yeah. Could be.
There's no gases from anybody.
Yeah,
There's
they're
T3
gonna
from Nedved, so he's going T3 around 5-minute mark.
Yes.
Okay, and the problem is that now Kachar and Trist are getting the PT stack. And it's been doing decent. It got the bunker really, really fast. And it's actually trading out really well against Joe's army as well. And now Amsux is leaking all of his units up into Nedved's army. And Nedved is still committing to only Ravens. He is not getting a single lib.
He went T3, so he's adding libs only in T3. He's not adding in T2.
Yeah, he's pure Raven so far, and Amsux managed to anti-armor all those Ravens, and there's the blinking from Kachar. And
There's a disruptor as well for Ravagers.
Oh,
Unfortunate lifts. I think if he didn't lift, then there would be more damage on the disruptor.
I think he
This
targeted-
out of Kachar, this is very hard to micro. Because you have to micro the Stalkers, and you have to micro the Phoenix and the Disruptor.
I think
So
Phoenix is auto-casted.
Yeah.
Just turn on the Graviton and F3 menu and it does.
Yeah, you have to remember to turn on and off. So
that's true.
That's true.
So it takes effort, right? It's a little bit hard to put all the units in your control groups to micro them properly. Like it takes a lot of effort from the Protoss.
Yeah. When are we
Okay,
gonna
here comes
see the
the libs.
first? Yeah, Nedved has opened the libs.
I'm interesting about the
there's-
positioning. Nedved is in one corner, Imsex is in another corner. I'm not sure if Imsex is gonna switch around and try to catch on this side because the Nexus is doing quite a lot of damage. Maybe it's on purpose. Like I'm not sure.
Nedved just got tier 3 lib range.
Oh, that's a good chunk from the Ravengers.
Yes, and Phoenix deals with the Mutas and deals with the Liberator, which is anti-armored.
Yes.
So Phoenix does quite a lot of nice damage versus anti-armored Liberator.
But so far, this looks very good for GrumpyKittens, but we have to remember, this is what all of the matches of Everyone Loves Joe looks like, right? They lose for like the first 10 to 22 minutes, and then they come back. So kind of here we're asking, are they going to come back, right? That's
Yes.
what we're hoping to see.
There's the first gas from Tris. Imsex has six Liberators already with +1 armor and 5 Ravens. Quite a significant number. So he lets the Marauder just pass. So Kachar can get blink off.
Yes.
Phoenix
and the
out forward.
anti-armor is
There's Immortal.
It's
The
pretty
anti-armor, yeah, the anti-armor and the Phoenix, it's such a good combination, because the Phoenix really benefits from those attack upgrades.
Yes, that's very true. Imsex is not sieging. I think that was an auto
Oops.
siege.
I think he has some problem with lag.
I think he is building. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we see. Do they have gas? All three? No. Tris
just
is
Tris.
guessing. Yes. Okay.
So the planetary is getting their shield damage. Let's see if they die fast enough. Okay, they die fast enough. And what is Imsex doing? He's adding. He didn't add anything. Did he add only upgrades? 300 minerals, or he went T4.
Yeah, the army that Amsux has is terrible against the planetary fortress. So it's gonna take a while.
But did you see the micro? Oh. Let's see if he can handle the libs. And there is a reinforcement from Mutas from Agreed. Could one lib stay? The thing is, all previous games they had some libs stayed alive, you know. But it looks kind of hard to keep them alive here because there are two waves bashing on Nedved's lips, you know. First you have Imsax with his Taurus and anti-armor, and then comes
Okay,
Kachar
there's a
with
small
stuff.
stack. There's a stack. There is
Alright,
8 Ravagers now.
yes,
Let's see if it's gonna be 8 Ravagers and 4 Ravens. Okay, there's a Thor.
yes.
Oh, and this
Okay.
might be enough because there's still Ravens alive. If the Ravens can shoot the turrets in time. Nope.
Well, Phoenix coming for the saving. Let's see how many, if the 3 Liberators gonna do any difference here. They're all disabled. But if they're disabled, that means the Stalkers are not, which does extra damage. Kachar blinks there. Is it
Oh,
enough?
the Disruptor. Disruptor, no. It's gonna
Even
hit.
the Liberators from Upsucks trooping in at the Liberators from Nedved, trying to prevent the stack.
Okay, all the Libs died, but the problem is that Triss wave get clumped up due to the leak. Okay, there's Phoenix helping with Corruptors, so the Liberators are not dying. This is very close, like this was kind of scary for GrumpyKittens.
Yes.
Ashgan lost the breath a bit.
Yeah, I'm getting quiet when there's some danger, but yeah, it's kind of what we expected, right? Because these guys are so good at turn games, you know. We see ELG turn couple of games versus so many good teams, you know. So we at least me, I kind of not knowing what to expect still, right? I'm not sure.
There's so many Liberators out of Nedved, the Stalkers are just dying way too quickly.
Yes.
And the saving grace here is that Amsox has so many Liberators that it's enough to clear the Liberators out of Nedved. And so far,
Yes.
that's what's been saving them.
Yes.
Okay, the 2 Liberators from Nether survived with T3. No attack upgrades, but it doesn't really matter versus Marines, but it matters versus Thor. The Corruptors are helping Libs to survive, and the Thor is doing some damage on the Raven, and Eskimo Joe has to spend the turrets to kill the Liberator Thor, which is not gonna be spent on I'm6 Way. Because there's no energy enough. Okay, there's energy for some, but not for all the Ravens.
And the ones that do have enough energy get interference matrix, so they don't get their turrets out. And now Amsox has 2 Thors leaking in with some Liberators.
Yes, a bit of Viking as well, which adds an extra anti-air damage, and there's anti-armor. Like anti-armor is on point. Like missed maybe like 1 or 2 Liberators, so catch like 80%. So it helps a lot for the Phoenix who have double attack. Double attack Phoenix with anti-armor does extra 6 damage per shot, which is significant amount, considering
Yeah,
Phoenix doesn't do extra damage versus armor.
Yeah, it seems like Amsox is just protecting Kachar so much, right? Getting the anti-armor missile on Nedbed so that Kachar can wipe up. Getting Thors out, which is very good. Like,
Yeah,
if Eskimo
but-
Joe doesn't find a way to clear Amsox, then he's gonna have a lot of issues here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the player before Protoss has to do a lot of carrying for the Protoss here in mid game, because in the early game, Protoss does the carrying for the team, and then after that, Terran before Protoss does it. And this is what we see. We see with the Thors, with the anti-armor, and with the Liberators.
Yeah, Nedved also pulling out some Widow Mines to help reduce the air from Kachar, but I think Kachar has enough now and trying to hurt a bit of a Greed's wave also, trying to kill some Ravager with 1 Disruptors, and Triss now has 2 Tors, 5 Libs, and couple of Vikings, so
Yeah, the Triss from the spread from Triss, sorry, is so good. Like the bios are hitting, but Triss's army is so spread out that the bios just can't hit everything, and the Marines survive and clear out the Ravagers.
yes, that's true.
And Triss 1 gas is now paying off as well. So the scary moment for the gas investment is past now. Now reaping the benefits. Okay, there's a reverse anti-armor missile, but there's not enough DPS to utilize the anti-armor missile.
Yeah, I think the problem for Joe was that he got countered really hard, right? He won Marauders, but Amsock just skipped all the Reaper part and all the Tier 1 part. And so the Marauders aren't really contributing that much. And then he started getting Marines, but the Marines just weren't enough, right? Like Amsock's was able to clear the Marines every single time. And so props to Amsux, right? He's been carrying really hard this game.
Well, that's the thing about TVT. Like we mentioned as well in the previous streams, that TVT now is very tricky. Like because the previous meta was just Reaper Marine Reaper was the meta. Then it was Reapers, and then now the Reapers are counted by Liberators. Liberators counted by Raven. So TVT meta is all in like baby diapers now again, like back to the drawing field. And this is what we see. And I'm6 like with has kind of figured out how to play TVT, and he's like you will see pretty big things. Okay, there's actually a lot of things going on. There's a lot of Ravens and killing a lot of Liberators. And two Corruptors are helping a lot.
Yeah, the Marauders deal with all of the Thors, and for a second it looked very close there. It looked like Everyone Loves Joe was about to push, but
They
I'm
pushed
stuck standing strong.
they lost the middle income. They lost the middle income for a second. But yeah, now the Libs survived. They gone off from the disable matrix. The Vikings are adding extra damage there. Phoenix has +2. There's a couple of Voiders, but the Liberators are not gonna get killed in time, and Mutalisks are coming to help out. So let's see if Triss has enough anti-air to deal with all those extra Libs.
Oh, but hold on, yeah, there's 7 Liberators still alive.
There's 2 Vikings from I'm6 still carrying, but it's not enough to kill all the Liberators and Corruptors.
Okay, and actually this is looking very dicey because now we have some Liberators, we have some Corruptors here that are gonna help. And the Marauders are now contributing a whole lot. They deal with the turrets very quickly, they deal with the Thors, and it looks like Everyone Loves Joe doing their signature move and pushing game even after losing middle for 16 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, they have turned it. I mean, they're over the middle. They have middle income now, and the Libs are hard to kill now because of all the Ravens. And Protoss looks kind of weak against this build. Now
you can just never count out Everyone Loves Joe. That's been the theme of this whole tournament. They lose the bunker. This is the fastest they've lost bunker, right? 3 minutes, but they still managed to turn it around.
Yes. So this is the power of Ravagers, yo. If you can't control them, and with so many Libs from Nedved also, it's kind of rough to keep them away from middle, you know, because each Ravager is 140 minerals, you know, and if you have like 5 Ravagers, that's 700 mineral advantage.
Look how many Ravens Eskimo Joe has. I think that was the biggest turning point. He has like almost 2 lines of Ravens, while I'm6 doesn't have that much anti-Raven units. He only has like 4 Thors, no Marines, only 2 Vikings.
Yes.
So maybe that could be the reason why the push happened.
Yeah.
There's just not enough to kill the Ravens, and Ravens stacked on the Protoss.
Yeah, Marines are really not what you want against what Amsox has. And once Eskimo Joe like kind of realized that and switched up to Ravens, like you said, like it really did turn the game around. And now it looks like Everyone Loves Joe is on the driving seat. And with Ravagers leaking, it's very hard to come back, especially when you have a Protoss. So.
I'm not sure what happened. Like, did Eskimo Joe save money and sold something, or
he turned all his turrets on the side where Amsax lives and stuff was, and with all the bio and couple of extra Ravagers, Raven, it's kind of went.
Okay, but now we get a stack from GrumpyKittens. Now we have some Liberators with the Protoss, but.
Yes.
Well, the Liberators doesn't really help if there is no ground to kill. Like, it helps to do the extra DPS when you're pushing on the other side, like versus air, but it doesn't really help in this situation anymore. Because this build, what Everybody Loves Joe is doing, is that if you get pushed over it, there's all your... Basically, if you're on this side, you need one type of units, and if you're on this side, you need other type of units. And at this 90-minute mark, you can't really just sell everything and get different kind of a unit. Doesn't work.
And now he has Ling Bane, so Ling Bane is gonna counter really hard what Triss has. Oof.
Oh, he's
this
just
is looking
adding
very
Ravager
rough.
now. Yeah, and he's just adding some Ravager.
I'm6 is trying to save the Libs. He's not sieging to kill, he's sieging to save. Kachar added
Let's-
+3, but he doesn't have any armor versus Marines.
He has 2 carriers also. He added some carriers. I don't know if he sold something or what's going on. Or he
I
just...
think he sold maybe Stalkers. Or Immortals. I think he sold Immortals.
He just added
He
3
had
High Templars,
3
so very
Immortals.
interesting. Going carriers and then High Templar.
Hey, he had High Templars
Yes.
before.
And now Nedved
Oh,
is
he was moving
starting
them
to
then?
add
Yes.
tours.
You need to move them back if you're getting pushed. Okay, there's a bit of a triple stack. There's Carriers, Liberator, Raven, and Triswave. Let's see if it's
Yeah,
gonna
there's
be
Vikings of every color here.
Yeah.
But the
But
Ravager
is
does
the
AoE.
Biles?
Yes, the Biles just kill everything in the air and in the ground.
Yeah, there's so
Does
many
it?
tours left. Are
And
they
the answer is
gonna
yes, it
restack?
clears. Man, Ravager is so strong. The problem there is that all the air units were on top of the ground units, right? And you can't really move them out of the way. And so the Biles hit absolutely everything.
Okay,
Okay, but now this is a big stack.
there's a lot of Liberators disabled, so these Liberators are gonna take the cooldown off. Let's see if they can actually help versus We Don't Mind Thor, maybe do some anti-air. We have Carriers at +3. Okay, the sieges are not... Okay, it actually was on the Thor, so it was decent enough. Let's see if the extra Libra is gonna help here.
This is looking very scary for ELG.
My God, such a close game.
EOJ,
guys.
sorry.
What is going on? Is the Taurus gonna do it, or is the Ravagers
Yeah,
gonna just
Thors
beat
are
up
very
the Taurus?
strong against
Yeah,
Ravagers.
they're pretty strong units, but the Ravagers is amazing also, you know. It's quite a fight for the middle. I mean, look, guys.
This is actually Clean Wave versus Clean Wave, I think, here.
Yeah.
I'm 6 versus Ice Joe's Wave.
Yes.
Let's see how many Liberators gonna survive. There's 8 Liberators left. 7. Okay,
And
there's
now
a
we
scan
have a
forward.
double stack again. And the
Okay,
mines-
Disruptor killed the Widow Mines. There's a blink forward. There's a lot of Liberators from IM6 now leaking on the Thors. So
Yes.
so Liberators, if they do insane amount of damage versus Thors, and Thors are doing a lot of damage versus Libs, depends who has more. Okay, there's 3
The thing is-
carriers.
Yeah, the thing is, like, once you start pushing Everyone Loves Joe, they just get the chance to stack back, right? So now they got pushed, but now some Liberators survived. So even if you push them, you're still not clear yet, right? Like, you're still not out of danger.
Oh, well, this is very good. Look how many Thors survived. This is very good for GrumpyKittens now. And Everyone Loves Joe is again on the defending side because Ravens are spent now. So M6 are gonna have less trouble. And the Liberator is gonna kill all the Marines and Thors.
Look, Amsux now added his own Marauders, and the Marauders kind of decent at distracting and dealing with the Thors.
You need them for Ravens. You need Marauders for Ravens.
And against turrets as well, yes. Marauders
yes.
do lots of damage against turrets.
And there's Thor and there's Liberator. I think there's a double turn. I think we need to test our hypothesis now about if you get pushed. I have to eat my own words now. Because if you get pushed, then probably... Well, let's see how the game goes, because Tier 4 is kicking in now in any minute. Currently, Taya fixed the Void Race, so Void Race is going to benefit from Tier 4. And this is actually the first game where it's going to be very important. Because if the Void Race doesn't have the Tier 4, then it's again trouble after 25-minute mark. When the
I have to
Terran
say,
gets insane DPS.
I have to say, I like a lot what Kashar is doing, like the upgrades he's been getting, right? If you look at his Stalkers, +3 attack, that's it. If you look at his air units, +3 attack, that's it. And that's exactly what he needs. He doesn't need to be getting armor. He doesn't need to be getting shields. He only needs to attack and try to deal with Nedved as much as he can.
All right, are we gonna see some cannons Nexus stack and again?
After 25-minute mark, I don't think it really matters, because the insane amount of DPS is coming. I don't think you can stack anymore after 25 minutes. That's the purpose of 25-minute mark D4.
Yeah, and Kachar already has 4 carriers with +3. Like that does a lot of damage.
He's probably gonna add more disruptors now. Yes, he has how many? 2 disruptors, so probably he's gonna go up to maybe 3, 4 now, just to help with the Ravagers.
And Ravagers are really good against Bio, but the problem is that Triz already has a ton of Thors. And when I mean a ton, I mean he already has 7 Thors out. And these are 3/3 Thors.
The problem is now for Joe has to spend all his ravens on Triss's wave, and now Imsack's just coming, having a field day with his own tours and live, and yeah, everybody goes T4 except Triss.
I think he doesn't have money.
Oh, he's broke.
Well,
Oh,
he has
right.
gas, so he should not. Okay, he goes now.
Okay, there is a bit
He didn't
delayed,
have
but
he didn't
alright.
have enough minerals.
Okay,
But it's okay because his wave is not spawned, yeah. So it's okay.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, but his wave spawns now, but he doesn't have T4 yet.
Okay, agreed with a lot of Ultras now. 5 Ultras.
Yes.
And Ultras are very good against dealing with Thor, so let's see what Agreed can pull out here.
Yeah.
Look at the Ultras, they just melt away in front of the Thors.
Yeah, Thor's pretty big unit, you know, and yeah.
Okay, and I think it's safe to say here that everyone loves Joe's window to win this game has died
Closed.
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that is definitely a scary push. Like they killed the cannon and everything. So
Yes.
even let's see if Nexus has 4 kills. So basically they got up to the Nexus. Because in the previous versus us versus our team and versus Sweet Elephants, basically when you get pushed, you get killed. Like there was no comebacks after getting pushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and GrumpyKittens finding a way to still take back the middle even after losing the bunker.
I think the
It's a
biggest
very
difference was
interesting.
Kachar's carriers. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the carriers are the difference because carriers did not die in time. Because there was not enough Thors to kill them. And carriers stacked to the next wave and stacked up to the Ravager wave. So I think that was
Look at this.
one of the differences.
Yeah, look at this. The carriers are dealing with Agreed's air army. Kills the Viper, kills all the Corruptors, and now it's hitting at the Planetary Fortress.
Yes, yes. And now Eskimo Joe is forced to spend all the turrets and disable matrices, so Ravens are not gonna have any energy. And Thors are killing most of them anyway. And then
Yeah, there are no Ravens left.
Yes, there's 2 Ravens left. There's a gas from each of the Everybody Loves Joe team as well. There's no gas from Kachar yet. There's gas from Imsax. Tris is as well on 1 gas, so we have 5 gas situation. "27 minutes, so we have T map, just a reminder, is only 40 minutes. So basically whoever... I'm not sure if you're gonna survive until 40 minutes because disruptors may be gonna land on the planetary. That's the funny part about Protoss, and carriers are the ones who are guilty of that as well sometimes. But basically the map ends at 40-minute mark, and whoever mine more minerals are gonna have the victory. And in this case, GrumpyKittens had the early advantage for, what was it, 18 minutes? And now they're back again at the middle, so they should be winning the 40-minute game as well, just in case if it goes that long.
Did I hear ghosts?
Yes, there are ghosts and trees.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sniping some Ravagers, right? And for the Ultras.
Yes, for
Ultras.
the DPS, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's rare. You almost never hear some snipes, you know. But in some specific games, they're good. So, yeah.
For example, I almost always add ghosts when we are pushing versus Protoss and pushing versus Zerg.
Oh, right.
Because versus Protoss, the EMP is very good. You just add three ghosts for EMP when you're pushing on this side of the map, and it's totally fine. Like, it's justifiable cost. And versus Zerg, there's, like in this case, some Ultras. You can just kill them very fast and move over to the Ravagers. Because the problem is, Ultras are gonna force the sieges, and then you have to re-siege, and it takes time.
Okay.
So adding a couple ghosts, like matching the number of Ultras with ghosts, I think it's definitely okay.
All right.
Tris only has 4 ghosts, it's not too many, so it's justifiable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they must feel very confident at this point that they can get whatever units they want to. They've had middle for so long. The advantage is just insane, right? Like, it doesn't look like Everyone Loves Joe is just not stacking any units, right? They're all going down before the next wave comes. And as time goes on, it's only going to get worse and worse as that now we're going to get tier 4 level 2 and it's just going to get worse.
Yes.
Let's see who is ready. So Kachar is ready. Kachar is the only one who is ready for T4.
Yeah.
But I think when GrumpyKittens got pushed, they probably had some stress in their hearts as well. Like
Of course.
and knowing all the players, probably the volume on the voice chat was pretty high.
Yeah. Because we've
I
seen
think they
this
got
before,
scared,
you know.
for sure.
Yeah, we've seen this before, the turnaround, you know, with the Ravager build. So you gotta be prepared, you know, because you know at any point you can just like, yeah.
I think Everyone Loves Joe is now the team that's like feeling the pressure because their signature strategy didn't work against what it was supposed to work. So
Well,
now
it
they're
kind of worked, but the they turned it right, but the follow through was like not there. I think they managed to turn it around, but I think if the Grumpy Kitten wasn't on right units and responded right, they would probably take the game, you know, because turn it back again with all this stack of Ravagers is kind of hard, you know. We never
yeah,
seen
but
it before.
that's exactly the problem. Grumpy Kitten managed to do it, and so
Yeah.
if you're on Everyone Loves Joe's team, it's like, okay, our signature strategy went down, guys. What's the plan?
Mm,
I
yeah,
think the big difference maker was that the carrier thing, and as soon as you push, you kind of needed to add like insane amount of Tor pretty much immediately, just because to deal with all the carriers that are coming out. Because Raven Lib is not that good to deal with the carrier, right? Well, Ravens are kind of okay, but you need something that does like base DPS. You need something very solid, and that's what the Tor is for. And Kachar had a lot of Immortals as well, so the Tors itself, you need quite a larger amount of Tors to withstand Immortals without Hellbats. But definitely, this
Yeah.
is one of the game to study again. Like I'm gonna be probably one of those people who are gonna watch replay and again like, okay, what happened this way, what happened this minute. But that's, let's see, this is the game 1, so we have best of 7 series on our hands here, so let's see if you're gonna see 7 games or we're gonna see 6, 5, 4 games, but I'm definitely interested to see what's gonna be the follow-ups.
Yeah. Something I found very interesting, Kachar has 5 High Templars, and he's been moving it around this whole time. Like, he's had them at the back, at the middle, at the front. He's moved them everywhere. And so that is something I kind of want to ask him on, right?
I think this is what we spoke with Kachar as well, like we were like I was helping them a bit to practice as well for a couple of days. So basically, when it comes to High Templars, if you are pushing, you need them front. If you are behind, if you are defending, you need them move back. So basically, what Kachar was doing, he was adjusting his unit positioning based if they are pushing or being defending. Because if they are front when you're defending, they just die way too soon. Right, so basically you need to put all the high HP units up front, but when you're pushing you need to do units in the sense of what kind of attack priority you want.
He's also moved the Disruptors. He's moved them front, he's moved them back.
He moved them on the
Opposite
sides.
side of that.
He moved on the sides just because of the Liberator leak. So basically you move the Disruptors on opposite side where the Liberators are. Look at the Nedved, he puts all the Liberators in one corner, so basically as Kachar you just put the Disruptors on the right side, see? That's what he's doing at the moment. So basically he avoids all the Liberator zones and his Disruptors can survive for a long time. And then he chooses Ravagers. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Agreed
This
is
was
not dealing
quite
enough with... Yeah, Agreed is just not dealing with Kachar's air army.
Well, he's not supposed to.
He can't do it. I mean, everything he pulls out, he has a couple of Mutas, Corruptors, he has 2-line Corruptors, he has like Vipers, everything, but the carriers is strong, and then Kachar's just adding carriers, and he has his own Phoenix and Void Rays, and yeah.
Because
But
in this
can you
case,
guys-
sorry Ash, but Agreed,
No.
completing Nava's point before, Agreed, like a Zerg, he can't cannot do anything. Like basically, if you get air leak, it's devastating, and as a race, there's no
Yes.
tools for you to deal with that. So basically, you get
Yes.
very weakened. But in this case, like Nedved, when you get leaked on Nedved, he can siege you in a Nexus in an early game before 20-minute mark. So that's a big
Yes.
difference. Like, of some unit compositions are benefiting from the leak, like Stalkers or the Plebling. Liberator is one of them. And some unit combinations are, when you get leaked, it's devastating. Like Lingbane, Muta, all those units are just getting shredded if you get leak of carriers. Look, every expensive unit is dying here. And splitting as well. So basically you hold the Corruptors Mutas back, and look, all the Ravagers go suicide them in the lip zones.
Yeah, Triss is dealing with Ravagers so well at this point. He has so many doors, so many tanks, ghosts. It looks like when a Greed's army gets to Triss, it just melts.
Yeah.
Ashgan Joe has a lot of bio, but no +3 armor. Which is okay-ish, but there's a lot of Reapers that do +3 attack. So maybe it would be a good option to have it.
And Kachar moved his disruptor because Nedved moved his libs, killed all the disruptors the way before. Now Kachar moved them to the left side, and see if he can do some different strat now.
I mean, I'm gonna be anticlimactic here, but I have to say, like, the game is 36 minutes long. It's gonna end in 4 minutes, and GrumpyKittens team has had middle for so long. Now they're hitting the Planetary Fortress with disruptor shots. Like, this game is going to GrumpyKittens, right? Like, there's absolutely zero chance of
Yes.
Everyone Loves Joe to kill the Nexus in the next 3 minutes and a half.
Yes, yes.
So, game
It's
one
gonna be
goes
tough.
to Grumpy
Well,
Yes. I'm not sure if it's anticlimactic. I totally agree with your point. Like, this game is over. So basically, we are like, I call these games and this stage, it's an epilogue of the game. So basically, there's still some reading material left, but you know how the story ends already. For this specific game,
Yeah.
like, we are gonna have
Yeah.
game 2, and let's see if we're gonna see different strategy changes, or we're gonna see the same TTZ, maybe something different.
Yeah, this is the finals. Like, I understand why they don't want to leave and they want to try out till the very last second.
You don't leave in
course.
finals.
Because
You don't leave.
Oh,
Th-
no.
th-
You play
yeah,
until the end.
this is the finals, right? Like,
Yes.
you do want to play it out, but this game is completely over.
No,
This
no.
is
You
nothing to do at
basically
this
on a
point.
finals, you play until the end. Like, you don't leave a single game. Even if it's 0%, you can win. You still play it out until the end, due to the respect to the players.
I think also in the tournament you don't leave, right? It's only in house we leave game when we see it's hopeless.
Sometimes you leave. Like, sometimes you
in
leave.
tournament.
Yes, in brackets early. Like, sometimes the game is
Oh.
just completely over, and sometimes you know have a schedule crunch. Basically, you have to finish games as soon as possible. So basically, in those
Oh,
scenarios, you
okay.
just
Okay.
okay, let's close it up and let's go next game. So because we have other games waiting on us or something.
All right.
Because there's like a lot of people that are different time zones, and you know it's kind of hard to find common time to play games.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there is zero chance of coming back here, right? Like, they win by mineral income, they win by tier 4 leveling up, right? It's
Yes,
level
yes.
3 now.
Oh, this game's over. Yes, yes, 100%.
Yeah. So I think they're just, like, going through the motions, just thinking, like, what's our next strategy, guys? What are we gonna do for the next game?
Yes, this is
And-
what you can use this time for. Yes, you can calmly discuss what's the next plan, because whenever this game finishes, you have matchup screenshot. There's already until like you have time until matchup screenshot to decide what kind of strategy do you want to play.
Oh, the disruptor, Kachar disruptor.
Boo! Boo!
Boo!
Kachar, I think he's as well a bit relaxing. But
Kind of stressed also, you know. He's going so fast. Look at the lib micro now. I think it's just easier to put them on auto, you know, because they run so fast.
well, it's 39
Yeah.
minutes as well, Ash. So you get a bit tired after this intense
Of
early.
course.
Like as a
I know,
Protoss,
I
there's
know.
so much things to do. You get very
Yeah.
exhausted.
I
know,
Chris
but-
just has Zerg so dealt with. Like, he has waitable mines for the Corruptors. He has Ghosts for whatever survives for the Ultras. He has Thors, tanks. He just has everything to completely deal with what a Greed has. And so Kachar is feeling absolutely no pressure. He must also be already thinking of the next game. It's like, okay, guys, we did it. What are we gonna do next?
Yes.
IM6 got the Viking speed upgrade that benefits from landing sooner. That's really nice to see.
Oh.
It's 20 seconds to
10
the end of the
seconds.
games. This is the first game actually that we're gonna have a mineral win instead of just a Nexus skill.
Yeah. All right, there it is. 40-second,
Let's
guys.
see the
It's gonna
difference. I think
pause.
it's around 3,000, 4,000 difference.
You think?
I think so, yes. Or even more. 4,000, I think. It's around 25 seconds when the kicks in. So 3,000, 3,100
Yeah.
to 3,200.
So, guys, first game in the finals. Know what could kill the Nexus, guys? What the hell are we seeing? Oh my god. Oh my god. What a game, guys. What a game. Well, we saw the turning, we saw the back turning, we saw the strats, yeah, we saw 40-minute games.
Yes, we have seen everything in this tournament, and we see a lot of upsets as well in this tournament. Like
Yes,
I mean, like,
yes,
uh,
yeah.
but give me the party lead. I was like, who is inviting me?
Oh, sorry.
I was doing it.
Yeah, I was like a bit. Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay, let's play.
First game.
Let's get some pubs in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're waiting for the new matchup screenshot. Let's see if you're gonna
Okay,
see
what do
any
you guys?
strategy
Yeah,
changes.
I think they're gonna change the Zerg position. I think they're gonna put the Zerg last now. They're gonna have Zerg in third position. And I think Kitten's gonna stay the same, I guess. What do you guys think?
Well, GrumpyKittens know everyone loves Joe has been switching around their race order all the time, right? Like they've switched around a lot
All
in
right.
every match. So I think GrumpyKittens must know that already,
Okay.
and they'll take that into consideration for whatever they do next.
Yes, it could be. It could be, definitely.
Okay,
Also, there was a crucial point at the beginning of the game where Nedved's Ravens, like they were in a corner and they got separated from each other, and that was a very awkward wave. So I think he's might correct it this time and just build them not in a corner.
I think Joe also is gonna be careful now to
Also very true. Like
fully commit to T1 when you give the opponent the chance to go T2. It's kind of dangerous also. We saw this game. I mean, if Joe had the Ravens couple of waves before, I think he could probably pull off Suck's wave easier than he did now. It took.
he went all Marauders at the beginning, right? The first wave,
Yes.
and Amstuck's like, okay, you went Marauders. I know how to deal with Marauders, and he just goes tier 2 and he goes libs, and
Yes.
uh, then Joe like couldn't do anything for like 10 waves until he got like his own Ravens to deal with it. So I think this time you might be completely right, where he definitely has to switch it up. Like he can't just go blind Marauders and expect it to work.
I mean, these guys had probably done couple of hundred different openings. So when you see that your opponent is not fully committed to T1, what are you thinking yourself as a high level player, Nova? What are you like, oh my god, this is like this is not that up. What's going on? You be
Sorry, what was the
careful.
question?
The question if is when if example you as Joe and I'm Sucks as I'm Sucks and you know how many Reapers it it is to fully commit T1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see there's missing, there is probable chance that he's might go in T2. You kind of want to be careful, right?
Yeah, I think Joe got a little confident because his Marauder style has been working so far every other match, right? Like it has gotten them back. So I think this
Yes.
time he might have like, got humbled a little bit,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
since Amsuck's counter it so hard, he might like, "Oh, wait, I actually can't just open Marauders and win this match. Like if I'm going up
Yes.
against GrumpyKittens, I have to bring something. I
Yes.
have to actually play the TVT meta, which right now TVT meta is first wave you hide what you're doing, like you don't show what you're committing to.
Yes.
And then the second wave, you commit to something. Like
Yes.
it could be all Reapers, it could be
Screenshot coming.
They're
Screenshot coming.
they're posting. Oh, they changed up.
So Zerg Terran is the same, but the difference is Terran Protoss Terran. So basically Protoss is one wave earlier. Okay. Okay, interesting. Let's see what is gonna happen. Okay, they're taking a couple minute break because having a 40-minute game is very exhausting. So I totally understand their position. So basically, just having a bathroom, maybe brewing some coffee or getting some water. That's totally understandable. Like I would definitely do the same, because okay, 40 minutes doesn't sound a lot, but 40 minutes of intense game where you have to
Yes.
micro, decide, communicate, and do
Yes.
all these things, and you get a lot of stress and adrenaline in your system.
Yes.
40 minutes takes a big toll on you, so basically you just need to take a couple minutes fresh air.
Yes. That's true. Yeah, let them rest a bit. It's gonna be a long evening, you know. We have played one round and it's 1 hour in stream. So yeah.
Yes, the last final was what, like 4 hours? Like fun tournament, like Lead Investors versus GrumpyKittens, like best of 7. We had 7 games, 4 versus
Yes.
3, and it was like 4 hour game
Yes.
with all the BCs and shenanigans and everything. Like that
Yes.
tournament as well. Like the difference was that we were playing Terran plus 2 randoms, so basically a lot of games were decided on the race matchups.
Yeah.
Triple Terran versus TPP, good luck, or something like that.
Yeah, it's true. Yes.
So there's a lot of triple Terrans and a lot of T double Zergs, so it was very rough for. But it was entertaining, so that's why it's fun tournament, and this is a competitive one.
Of course. Well, what can we expect from this? They changed the Protoss to middle position, so they have Terran, Protoss Terran versus the same Zerg Terran Terran. Are they gonna try to to lib stack? No, it's not gonna. Okay,
What to
let's
do in
see.
this scenario versus Terran Protoss Terran? That's what you're asking?
I think. What are your thoughts?
I think this is actually one of the games that you can where you can try triple Terran triple T1 opener.
From who?
All of them.
All of them. But
Triple
you
Terran,
can't
I
do
mean,
it.
on Zerg Terran side.
You can't do it. You have PT stack here.
Not really. The PT stack only is versus Protoss versus
Well,
Protoss
in
and
my
Protoss
mind,
versus Zerg. There's no PT stack versus Protoss versus Terran.
but the thing is, it's gonna be hard for Terran versus Protoss on
Oh, but
T1.
no, here, dude, look at this. Eskimo Joe is actually switched to the third lane, so that means that Nedved
Yes.
is the one that wants to play against the Protoss. I think what we're gonna
He
get
always
here
plays. He
is
always plays versus Protoss. No.
yeah, so I think we're gonna get
Yeah.
here some same tier 2 shenanigan, right?
But the thing is, they got lucky that Nedved always was up against Protoss. How do these guys do this?
Well, they switch it. They switch
Yeah,
to Terran so that yeah.
but they can't. Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
So if
Yeah.
Agreed gets against the
Oh my
Protoss, he
God.
already knows what to do. He knows the Ling Infestor meta. So Agreed against the Protoss, he knows what to do.
Yeah,
And
of
if the Terran
course.
gets any of the Protoss, then the Nedved gets it. And so Eskimo Joe is always playing TVTs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I forgot about they can change the Terran, you know. I said how can he be so lucky that he is always against Protoss? But I forgot that they can switch
No,
one.
Nedved's always playing versus Protoss.
Yes, I know,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like I had a not so bright moment in my head, you know. Yeah. You know what I mean? You
Yes,
know,
yes,
like
I know, I
how
know.
how the hell did he get versus Protoss all the time? But I mean,
It's the brain
y-
fart.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, all right, let I know. Put the post your comment below. How crazy is that? All right, game 2, guys. Focus,
Okay,
focus.
so
Don't
easy.
blink.
Instant tier 2 from Agreed. He's getting a Roach that we all know what that means. He's going for the Ravager style. And
Yes.
Triss, he's facing up against Triss. Triss last time countered him really strongly with early Thors, early Libs. and he had a really good army against the Ravagers style. And he also had a Ghost, right? And Ghosts were also doing very well. Let's see what we're gonna get this time around.
Eskimo Joe is going Marauders again in TVT, and Imsix is going Reapers. So let's see what's gonna be follow up on the wave second. While actually the early game is unfolding, we can maybe promote Patreon of Taya. Taya is the one who is running the game and making things happen. So basically, if you are Patreon, you get your critter on the map. We see Jurzal, Recrutrice, and we see a lot of other people. Ashgan, I lost Ashgan. Where you are?
Yeah,
Somewhere.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
basically, with couple euros, couple dollars a month, you can support the game, and you can find your critter on the field, and make sure the game continues to grow.
Guys, Nedved choose to stay tier 1, guys. And Kachar is on 5, 6 Stalkers and 2 Adepts. What the hell is going on?
I
Ah.
like this. This is
Nether
last
hasn't
time.
built anything.
Of course. What?
He hasn't built anything.
Of course, he's just waiting him out, I guess.
There's
Yeah, I
gonna
like this
be.
because-
Do they have T2? I'm6 is not T2, so they
No
can't
one-
scan either. They can't
No,
scan.
Yes.
Nedved is committing now to tier 1, and I like this because last game Kachar
Yes.
committed very heavily to the Stalkers before going to Depths and Sentries, and Nedved still went T2, and Kachar was able to counter it and stack first rounds. But now that Nedved is going for tier 1 Terran, I don't think the Stalkers are gonna stack the same time that they lit last game, so they're not gonna get the bunker in 3 minutes.
Yes, and they don't have T2. GrumpyKitten all stay T1 now. And
Okay,
now
and
they're-
this is the problem. Nedved pushed very convincingly.
Yes.
I think basically we talked to Kachar, so basically one way how he opens the Protoss now versus specifically against Nedved actually in this case is that you skip the sentry first, and if you see bio you add sentry next wave and you let the cannon take the damage. Because it's okay for the first 2 minutes as long as you don't take too much concave damage. I'm not sure why Tris is
Tristan
so...
didn't disable Stim. It's very bad.
No, but he's all clumped up. Let's see if he's not gonna take too much damage from Ravagers. Reapers are bouncing them forward. Let's see if they manages to kill him in time.
Oh, the Ravagers win.
Yes. There's no split, so basically probably Kachar Ramses is gonna
And-
point that out.
Now Agreed can kill the sentries, and this is gonna be very strong. See, the sentry goes down. He knows what he's targeting. So now Nedved is gonna have an easier time with just one sentry. And gets the scan. There comes the hallucination, but Nedved is gonna push very convincingly. So like so many Marines and Marauders dealing with everything.
Yes. Well, this is what you get when you reveal too much, you know. When,
Kachar committed a bit too heavily to the Stalkers, and Nedved capitalized on it.
yes. Yeah, he thought the thing is here it's impossible for Tris not to line up and clump up, you know, because he's gonna fight 2 waves.
Yeah,
And
and
now
this is
the
what Agreed knows how to
Ravagers-
deal with
yes.
best. Yeah.
Yes, this is pretty strong.
I think Tris needs to steam everything and die faster. I think that would be a solution. And let the Ravagers die on a cannon and do save sentries.
Yeah, it's true. And now the sentry's going again. Yes, it's going again. The second
Oh,
one
both
also.
sentries going down. So now
Oh,
Nedved
nice play of
is gonna.
Agreed.
I think
Yeah,
this is the surprise. Well, I spoke with Nedved as well between the games like before, and he said that they have a surprise strat that they're gonna pull out, and maybe this is it. So basically, with the Ravagers killing sentries.
I think the first match they were just measuring each other, right? And now they're bringing out all the secret strategies.
Because without the sentry, there's no way you can win PvT. There's zero chance, like nada.
Yes.
Because sentry gives +2 Guardian Shield armor, which is necessary versus Marines. Like there's no other way. But basically, I was like experimenting with Reapers adding in PvT. So basically, with Reapers, you bounce back sentries and you can expose them. This is even better because you just kill them.
Yeah, and the problem is that like last game they were able to stay around dominating middle for 16 minutes, but that was because they had the middle the whole game, right? They killed the bunker in the first 3 minutes. Like they were very much ahead mineral wise. But now all the advantage is going to Everyone Loves Joe's side. They have such a huge mineral advantage, and those Ravagers, they're gonna deal their damage every wave.
Yeah, the thing is now Kachar is gonna pull out some disruptors, and Triss also choose to go T2 now, and now
Yeah,
it's
but the
gonna be.
disruptor's not gonna matter if the sentry's there. Like you have to have extremely good shots, and you have to kill like double times of the disruptor.
Well, hold on. Amsuck's almost winning, actually. This was very close.
Oops.
Yeah, but the bias clumped up. Mm, that one leap is not gonna make a difference.
Yes. But
Yeah.
now he's
Look at the
gonna.
amount of Ravagers still alive.
Great, 2 disruptors. Let's see if the lucky shots are there.
Oh, misses all of the shots. Literally missed both sentries.
Oh.
Another disruptor shot kills so many units. 14
Yes.
kills and 7 on the other. But is it
Yes.
going to be enough? And the answer is no. Nedved still manages to push out Kashar and takes down the cannon. Oh, this is a huge advantage for everyone loves Joe.
But Eskimo Joe is all in the corner, which is like could be not that effective, but it's enough here to kill it. Because I'm6 was clumped up.
Yes.
And
And
now
he's
the Triss
just-
is getting clumped up.
The
Okay,
problem
yep, go ahead.
No, I said the problem in TVT is just that, like, if Joe just keeps adding comfortable Reapers now, it's gonna be a really rough time for Sux to try to win this, you know. So,
Okay.
but yeah, as I said, we have 2 strong teams, so you know, we're leaning.
Nedved spread. Nedved spread.
Yeah,
But yeah, Kachar
he's
waited,
gonna-
and
Yeah,
there's
but
no
he-
Widow
yeah,
Mines.
no mines.
Yes, no Widow Mines.
Yes.
+2 is
And
on
his
Marines.
spread is too small. But, yeah, that's the problem with Protoss. You don't have that many units. The disruptors kill a lot, but after that, your army is some stalkers and adepts, and that goes down very quickly.
Joe has +2 attack.
Joe hasn't so much Marines, guys. What do you thought?
BCs?
When is
Yeah.
I think it's
no?
BC time.
Yeah, when is sale? I'm going for T3, right? It's
I think
kinda
it's
Amsux
BCs.
didn't get 2-2. He
It's-
didn't get 2-2, so he's gonna sell, for sure.
Yeah, and that's
And
what
agreed,
I
got
thought.
gas. Agreed, got gas. And Eskimo Joe got gas. This is perfect timing for BCs if you see gases like this. Let's see what happens. This is definitely an interesting game. Like, this is interesting game, interesting finals. That's for sure.
Yes. And now let's see if Kachar can. Oh, he wait.
Okay, finally some Widow Mines.
Yes.
So Kashar decided to wait for the disruptor shots, but now that with the Widow Mines, he can't be doing that anymore.
All right, Sax is going for and
Triss is going as well. They're going double T3. Or maybe
Yeah,
miscommunicating?
Triss needs the range on the lips. I can understand that, you know.
Ah, that's true, yes. So they
And
did double
Doors.
T3.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
Doors.
yes,
Yeah, and Sax gonna sell.
And go BCs. He sold already. Okay,
Yeah.
triple BCs, 4 BCs if you're gonna get libs, or just BCs. Okay,
Yes.
5 BCs. Let's see if he gets armor.
It's nothing for Joe to.
Yeah, I think
Joe,
he's gonna go for armor upgrades.
Yeah, Joe is gonna have one wave to rethink and sell and what's going on, you know.
Okay, Eskimo Joe's
Yeah,
going
Joe,
T3.
but-
I think
okay.
Joe suspected that something fishy is going on.
I mean, he must have saw that Amsar didn't have 2-2, right? And so that's very fishy. And now he's adding Marines, actually. He's adding Marines. He's getting tier 3. He didn't get +2 armor. So I think this is what he has to do. He has to get tier 3.
Oh,
and
okay, he darts
oh,
down the armor missile.
he sees the BC.
But the Nexus could get too much damage from the Marauders now. Okay, there's another anti-armor missile. That is a bit unfortunate for I'm6. Let's see how many Marines. There's 2 lines of Marines. And Triss
and
sold all the
Triss
bio as
sold
well.
Also.
So they're double airing.
And
I would like to see Eskimo Jojo. Okay, he's doing it. He sold all his Reaper. He's selling all his Marauders, and he's gonna add Thors. This is the
Ravens,
correct
Ravens and
response.
Thors, yes. And he has +3 on Marines. So I think the BC switch had to happen like 2 waves earlier. Like when
Okay,
just in the moment when the gases were getting before T3.
Oh no, but this is a major mistake. These are not high impact Thors. Oh, this is a huge mistake. These are not high impact doors.
Well, he's
Oh
stressed.
no!
Ah, that's
These
true.
are javelin Thors, and now he switched them. But that's way too late. These are still javelin Thors. Oh
Well, but there are
no!
3 Ravens, so there's gonna be definitely an anti-armor. So actually, Javelin Thor with anti-armor missile could do a lot of damage anyway.
Okay, but he has to hit the interference. Yup, and gets out the anti-armor missiles. That's exactly what he needed.
And there's Ravens, so Javelin Thors are gonna be good versus Ravens as well, right?
I don't know about
Without-
javelin Thors.
Well, yeah, I mean, in this specific wave, he switched obviously, but for this wave there was anti-armor on battlecruisers, so it's somehow okay-ish. But yeah,
I think that was a huge mistake. Like, there's no justifying. No high impact doors. He immediately switched it around after the wave got so.
Kachar's stressed now, also missed his disruptors.
there's a bit of a
bit,
stack. 3 libs.
Yes, 3 lips from Triss, and then
Soon gonna be 2 libs.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys also, everyone of Joe has countered
One
this
lip.
multiple times before, you know.
Really good
it's-
disruptor shot there.
It's not their first rodeo, you know. You can try, if you know the game is lost, you can like try and see what's going on, but look at the Nexus guys. Oh, the Marauders.
I have to say, Nedved is getting all of the anti-armor missile shots
Yes,
on the BCs,
yes,
and
they're
that's
not-
making it. That's letting Eskimo Joe have such a nicer time.
Yes.
And why you need the high impact doors is they get extra range, so that's very good. And they deal with the Ravens. See, this is a huge difference now. I don't know. I think Eskimo Joe handled this really well, getting the Thors, selling all his Marauder Reapers. He realized what was going on and switched his strategy. Nedved helping his teammate out with the anti-armor missiles. Just really good communication out of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Not
I
the
think
best
we're
of
leaning
shot.
on 1-1 here. I mean,
Okay, I'm just pushing the BCs. Well, the thing about BCs, they have a kind of weird mechanic in a sense that if you manage to get out of, like, if you manage to save most of them, then they're very strong. Like, they can tank for days if the anti-armor cools down.
yes.
But those stores are just pushing so much DPS. They have +2 as well. Okay, there's disable matrix on them.
Okay, there is a chance now because Zerg is not great at dealing with battle cruisers and Ravens.
Okay, there's Phoenix saving the libs, but the Biles actually don't care about that. Killed every lib, 1 lib saved.
Yeah,
they're
the
going
Phoenix
full air
unfortunately
now.
don't protect the battle cruiser, so the Corruptors killed it.
From Biles. Corruptors are targeting whatever is in front of them, right? But the Biles killed
Yeah.
it.
Kill what, the VCs?
Yes. Oh, libs. Next is gonna get a lot of damage from the Marauders. Okay, I take that back. But yeah, basically Nexus is quite low, so you cannot really risk taking too much damage on it. Okay, there's not too many units that deal with that, with the Nexus just straightforwardly.
Right, let's see.
Because there's another way what you can do. You can just build like bunch of Marauders and just ignore the air and just kill the Nexus. That's another way how to finish the game quickly.
Yeah, and agreed, just adding more and more air. It's gonna be rougher and rougher now.
But this is being a huge problem from Kachar, right? His army is being split in two. And so
Yes.
Nedved completely deals with the ground army first, and then all of his marines survive to deal with the air army. So he's having a good time.
Well, if they manage to push, it's not up to Kachar. So basically, it's up to Imsux and Triss stacking for Kachar. Open the window for him to kill his wave. But basically, Kachar is in the backseat currently with this situation, and he needs. Okay, there's a blink forward to kill the Taurs with the Yamato. But basically, Kachar is just on the backseat here because Imsux and Triss has to pull out the stacking.
And this is the problem with Protoss. You really need to deal damage in those first 5 minutes, like the last game, or the Protoss really falls off and it's not able to contribute a whole much to the game.
Yes, that's true. I think we're gonna see 1-1 here, guys. I think they're
Yeah,
chopping
even
up.
if you get sick disruptor shots like Kashar is doing, he's getting good disruptor shots. They always get 4 kills, 5 kills. And even
Yes.
that, it's still not enough because then the army just completely gets wiped out.
Okay, there's Biles on the Nexus. There's a couple
Okay,
of
and the
1-1.
Nexus
brothers.
goes down.
Okay.
GG. Well played, both teams.
1-1.
Oh, 1-1.
Tris is typing to me GG.
All right. Kind of. I
I
mean,
think
this.
Nedved pulled out a surprise there and Kachar got off guard. Caught off guard.
I think I thought he was gonna pull it the first game. Like Kashar was committing so heavily to the stalkers, right? And since the first game, so I thought Nedved was going to do that, but I think the first game he was just kind of measuring. Okay, can we just pull the same strategy we've done against everyone else? Can we also do it against GrumpyKittens? And then GrumpyKittens said like, no, dude, you can't just try a strategy blindly. Like you have to play the game. And so
The,
this time they played the game. They actually switched the strategy around.
the
He
thing is,
countered what Kachar was doing instead of just going for a strategy he had in mind. And so that really worked.
I think Nedwood wants to be before the Ravager. You know, now he's after the Ravager. So T2 doesn't work as well as when he's before the Ravager, you know. So the lib stack is kind of not working the same as the previous matchup, right? So we could probably go T1 and just saw the stalkers and no sentry and 2 adepts. That was, yeah.
Mhm. I'm gonna be AFK for 1 minute. I'm gonna make a small sandwich because I'm getting pretty hungry. Sorry guys. Can you
Okay.
feel the air for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Yeah. Buen
Okay.
provecho. Go ahead,
Okay.
man.
Okay. Thanks.
So Agreed was fully prepared, Ashgan. Like that is also something that really worked well. Like
Yes.
Agreed was dead set. Like okay, if I want my teammate to win, I need to bio down those sentries, and he got the sentries most of the
Yes.
time.
They played
And
beautiful. They played really well. Good job, everyone. Love Joes. Yeah. It's kind of that you need as a Terran versus Zerg in this specific build. You kind of need help from the beginning. You know, before like when you have libs and a lot of bio and stuff, and you poke down a couple of those Ravager. You know, you kind of need help from the beginning, wave 3, 4, 5, right? From Protoss. But there was nothing there now to help the Terran wave, so the Ravager build is kind of strong in this situation.
yeah, the Protoss is supposed to be strong in the first 5 minutes,
Yes.
but Kachar was committing so heavily to the stalkers, and that got countered really hard. And then by the
Yes.
time he got his sentries, the leak was so present that
Yes.
the leak dealt with the sentries, and so then the
Yeah.
Protoss just looked very very weak. Like
I mean, he had no
the army
sentries
just
versus Terran, you know. And Terran Bio's DPS is just huge, you know. So without sentry and without like decent fast T2 disruptors, it's kind of hard for Protoss to win versus Terran Bio, right?
yeah, and you need like from Triss's perspective playing against the Ravagers. The
Yes.
first game he did very well because he had some help. So he had
Yes.
enough time to get all of his
Yes.
answers, right? The answers from Terran being Ghost, being Thors, Libs. Like once you
Yes.
get those units out, you can deal with the Ravagers. But the problem is getting there.
And the most important thing from the early game also that Triss when he faced leftovers from previous wave he kind of clumps up, you know. All his formation is gone and the Ravengers just spreading the bile and kill all the wave and just like yeah the you see how he build in his power field. He has couple of lines with Reapers in each line to bump the Ravengers to make them hard to micro. But if you're facing a previous wave and it just clumps up and then it's just
Okay, I'm
ruined
back.
the formation and
Yeah,
and
that's very
stuff.
correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to play with leak because the specific for this build is like early game you need help from couple of stalkers. And did you notice that Kachar blinks sides in the previous game? So he kind of split them up, so the bile is not effective as when he's like he build them. So yeah, everything matters, right? But you
Yeah,
never know.
bio.
We got it,
You really
guys.
need like for bio to work. You
Yes,
really need to have middle. Like that's where
yes,
bio is strongest. Like
of
Screenshot,
it's
screenshot,
course.
really good
screenshot,
at
screenshot,
cleaning.
screenshot,
Yeah, we
screenshot.
got the screenshot, guys.
Same
They
as game
moved
first.
back. Same
ZDT,
as first game.
TDP.
They tried to get back in their comfort zone, and both
Everyone
teams
loves Joe has
they
done the
stayed.
same strategy 3 times in a row.
Yes, they're going for the stack, guys.
I think they think that's the strongest thing they can do. And Grumpy Kitten's realizing it. They
Uh,
just go back to Protoss being the third lane, which is what they think can deal with it. Now I'm very curious to see because this game depended a lot on Nedved not going tier 2 and instead going bio and
yes.
completely countering Kashar. So how is Kashar gonna respond this time? Is he
This is
I
different,
think I
This
think
is
the answer is okay. Go ahead, Ash.
no, no. I mean,
I'll explain it later.
this is back to basic, Now it's gonna be Nedved can't win. Uh, I think Nedved's going for the T2 strat again. I think they're gonna they want to try it one more time, because they got the feeling from the first game that they could probably do it. But what went wrong when the Kitties turned it back again? They probably talked about it and want to try the same strat again
well
because
a
they
big
they
point
know.
here
Sorry.
Well, a big point here is that
Yes.
now the Ravagers can't kill the sentries, and so that's
Yes.
huge, right?
Yes.
So,
And they know at some point they're gonna turn the game. At least in their mind, I think that they have done it almost every game they played this and faced this. They have turned it some point, but the previous turning around has gone for a win, So I think they're gonna try it again, and I think the kiddies are prepared also. I mean,
but that
this
depends
is.
so much on what Kachar does, because Nedbed is doing the
Mm,
bio in response to Kachar going so many early stalkers. He's
Okay.
been
Uh,
foregoing the adepts, foregoing the sentries, right?
before you guys
yes,
go
yes,
down the rabbit hole, before you go down the rabbit hole. So
Yes, go ahead.
basically, Kachar, basically the previous meta was to open 3 adepts, 3 stalkers, 1 sentry. And basically, Kachar, due to the Nedved just going all the time, Lib Raven kind of skips the sentry. But I think the correct answer here is you still build the sentry, 3 adepts, 3 stalkers, and then if it's Lib Raven, you just sell only sentry, and that's it. You keep the stalker adept.
but you're losing 70%.
It's
You
okay.
you
What do you think it's better, lose 70% of minerals of one fucking sentry, or lose the fucking game?
ah, uh,
Uh, I don't know,
you
because
you can
he hasn't
probably
even been going
Because
for three
you
adepts.
saw what happened in the previous game. So you
I
rather
th-
want to lose the game or
I
70 minerals?
I
But he
think
hasn't even been going for 3 adepts, right? That's the thing. He's been going for 2 adepts and like 7 stalkers, and
It's
so
okay. Like 2 stalkers, 3 stalkers, 2 adepts, 3 stalkers. It's okay as long as you have that 1 sentry just in case it's bio. Because stalkers can kill bio as well in the early waves, or at least kill enough so there's like 1 or 2 units for the cannon to hit.
Oh, look at Joe now, cautious. He's careful now. And Nedved's starting his T2.
Okay, we have T2 on Imsex and T2 on Nedved. So Nedved's going T2 in this wave.
I'm not sure Amsak's gonna come through with his T2
I
because this is not
think
full
he,
build.
I think he will because he needs
Okay.
to help Protoss.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So he's
That's
gonna
true.
be doing the Lib Raven again
Yeah,
versus
that's
Terran.
true. Yes. Is Nedved gonna finish his T2, guys?
I think so.
yeah. See, this is
Mm,
what I mean. Kashar has
No,
Oh,
like
he
he
cancelled.
stopped.
6. Yeah,
He
This is what I mean.
cancelled.
Kachar has 1 adept and 6 stalkers, and so as Nedbed, you see that it's like
But
okay, if I go tier
guys,
2, I'm
guys, guys, guys,
suiciding.
guys, 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 the difference
That's
here is that they have T2. They can scan. They can scan Nedved now. That's the difference. Like in previous game, they were T1 and they did not have a scan to confirm Nedved's T1 or T2. Now they do.
And Joe adding Marines. He felt like Amsax is probably going T2.
Oh, there's a scan on Eskimo job, but there's no scan for Kachar. Okay, he added sentry anyway.
Yeah, there's enough Marines
was
to
there a
clear
scan?
this time. No,
Oh,
there was
there-
no
Yeah,
scan.
there
The
is a
scan.
sentry. There is a sentry. And
I didn't
Nedved
see the
is-
scan, but yeah, there is a
There's no
depth
scan.
now. There is a sentry.
There's no scan.
Yes.
Kachar has quite a lot of minerals. Maybe he didn't get like 1 unit.
This is not
Okay,
gonna
sentry
be-
goes down. There's still a marauder left. And is it gonna be enough?
Mm,
Oh, but Triss stimmed. Okay.
It's okay. You can steam. Because the steam is gonna carry through the next wave as well. Basically, the reason you hold the steam, if you know that the timing wise you're gonna double steam. But if you're only gonna keep with one steam, it's fine to steam.
Yeah, the
sucks.
bios didn't connect that well this round, and so he pushed really hard, right? Okay, but now Eskimo Joe has a lot of Marines, so he got less Marauders this time and decided to go even heavier on the Marine.
But there's
But
armor.
Amsox has a...
There's armor on lib. And at
Yeah,
least both of them gonna survive.
Okay, and this game is starting to look a lot like the first game.
Oh, there's no
where
siege. Ooh, I'm 6. Maybe was building or not, but well, he pulled this. He pulled the units anyway, so that's at least something. But yeah, definitely could do a bit better.
Yeah, but this is enough for Kashar to push. And now there's Stalkers leaking, and... Is this gonna be enough?
Yeah.
Okay, some of the bios are connecting, but there's enough Marines, and actually this might go cannon. Oh, but Joe's here in time to save it.
Well, cannon's gonna go down anyway in this scenario, but later than usual, because Nedved is T1. But Nedved's gonna go T2 anyway, and he's gonna start doing Lib Raven. Because that's what he did versus us as well. Like, he opened bio, but then he went heavy on Lib Raven anyway and pushed us.
Okay, and yeah, we're seeing the same issue as game one. Eskimo Joe is just not able to deal with the liberators of Amsux. The Marines just not doing their job. It seems like they're getting underpaid and they're complaining and they're quitting.
Nedved is putting a lot of Marines on one side to deal with the Libs. And it's okay for Kachar and I'm6 because I'm6 is okay, you can deal with my Libs. That's fine. That means the Protoss has more time.
Okay, the Adepts go down for Ire. And now we're gonna get a lot of Marines. Okay, but there's still Stalkers alive, and this actually might be cannon.
Yeah, this is.
Do we get the blink forward? Not even needed.
He
the
don't.
Marauder.
He don't have blink yet.
So I'm6 and Eskimo Joe both switch places. So I'm6 switch places and Joe switch places as well. Or was it Joe decided as well before? I don't recall. Okay, there's +2 armor, yes. And +2 attack on Marines too, for Joe.
Yeah, even with the Ravager surviving, Amsux Liberators is just
sentry.
enough to deal with the
sentry.
Marines.
Ooh,
Okay, and now Eskimo...
Nedved did the same thing.
Okay, and now Eskimo Joe, he sold his Reaper, he sold his Marauder. Actually, he still has a Marauder. He sold his Reapers to get even more Marines.
Yes.
I think he needs to add Ravens. Just Ravens. He has 800 minerals in the bank. Let's see if he builds
Yeah,
anything.
he doesn't need Marines. The answer to the Liberators is really the Ravens. The Marines just are not enough to deal with the...
Joe is
Ravens.
banking. Joe is banking. So his idea not to get anything, and I'm6 maybe commits more to the libs, and then sorry, I have sandwich in my mouth.
Yeah.
And then basically you get like 6 ravens and push.
Yeah, I think they're knowing now. They see the poor wave of Joe, and Amsax is gonna be careful also now. They're
Yeah, this is the problem. Doesn't matter how many Marines you have. It's just not enough. Liberators and Ravens do a really good job at dealing with Marines. And that's why you need Ravens, because Liberators can't shoot at the Ravens effectively. And the turrets can really kill those Liberators really fast.
Okay, Joe is spending. Yeah, what I expected. And there's a scan. Oh my god, this is so unfortunate for Eskimo Joe. He built ravens and I'm scanned just as the moment as the ravens are building. What? Okay, he added more Marines himself. Like I'm 6 added Marines.
The problem is that Joe has to beat Triss Wave also, and he has to spend like the Steam, the Ravens are spending energy, and now Sux has his own Ravens and Marines to help clear out this.
This is kind of a repeat, the same repeat of game one, where Eskimo Joe is just not dealing enough with Amsux's Liberators, and so they stack into Kashar's wave, and then Kashar manages to survive and stack with Triss and take down the bunker really early. And after taking down the bunker, they just used that opportunity to take middle, and well, they last time they took it for 16 minutes. So let's see how long they take the middle for this time.
Uh-oh. The Ravens are gonna stack.
But the Ravens...
Oh, Disruptor was good. Disruptor, this was the second shot of the Disruptor, so he's
Oh
paying,
my
the
God.
Disruptor is paying off greatly.
16 kills on that Disruptor, dude.
Yes, 9 bio units at the first and 7 Ravagers on top of it. So 7 Ravagers is what, 980 minerals.
And there's the feedback also from Kachar on Joe's Ravens. So
That one Lonely Soul Reaper on the side.
yeah.
I think Amsex maybe forgot that he had it. Or maybe it's on purpose, I don't know.
Yeah, he's trying to split the waves.
Yeah, and Eskimo Joe got the Ravens, but Amsux is now dealing with them effectively. He got them a little bit too late. And so Amsux just added Marines and cleared everything.
Guys, can
I
you
saw
press?
it, yes. Yes, I saw it. I pressed it.
Nova, can you press Kachar's use the
Disruptor
Disruptor?
in the front.
How many kills?
0.
0.
Well,
Solly! Solly!
well, there's 4
Okay,
now.
3.
It landed just between the bayou and the mine, so like not even one marine, but yeah.
Well,
I mean-
I think we can forgive Kachar for that.
Yeah, of course.
At
it's
least once.
just fun, you know.
If I see it
it's-
second time, oh,
the
Disruptor's not
second-
shooting.
Shoot!
If I see it the second time, I'm gonna call it out. And
He knows we're kidding, you know.
he was so bragging about his 2 hours Disruptor micro in tutorial.
Oh my god, did he practice? Oh my
Yes.
god. Oh my god.
Because in
What a
the semifinals he was like missing most of the Disruptor shots, so they took them off out of the Protoss and Triss was playing, just for the fun.
Okay. Alright.
And Kachar's like, okay, I will practice.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, just some jokes on the side.
Yes. Back to the game, guys. 2 disruptors. He's scanning. There's no. Oh, there's some good shots there. And the High Templar.
That's the thing about
Storming,
Ravagers,
yes.
right? They're so fat and squishy. Like, they're so huge.
Yeah.
You can always get a decent Disruptor shot. Like, you can always at least get 3 Ravagers, and that's definitely worth
Yes, that's
Disruptor.
true.
We see a Javelin Tower again. It's popular.
Yeah,
This
there's
time from Triss.
probably some stress going on. He didn't.
It's popular in this final tournament.
Yeah. Oh, we see some
It's the new
stack, guys.
meta.
But the few
Plus
Marines.
2 Marines. Probably some Marauders would not be bad now. Just to deal with the turrets faster.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Yeah, there's
Storm. There's turrets, Disable, Blink on the sides. Let's see if Eskimo Joe and Nedved stack together is gonna be enough, but no, Kachar has enough to clear everything.
Yeah.
3 High Templars.
Yeah. He's gonna storm when Ravagers comes.
Well, if you look at Eskimo Joe's army,
Doesn't
it's
have enough energy.
Yeah.
like 12 Ravens. If you look at Nedved, he has like 4 Ravens. So I think those High Templars are... Kashar definitely needs a lot of High Templars to land those feedbacks and
The
storms.
problem I see now is they gonna have to deal with the Corruptors, you know, because the Corruptors is gonna be problem for Amsax soon enough for Amsax wave, you know, because all Amsax has is Marines and stuff. They don't shoot at the Corruptors, you know. So if Triss is careful in this stage,
Oh, they're gonna get the stack
Ooh.
already, dude.
Yes, there is a stack now. Let's see the Disruptors. Okay, one was decent. Other one was this. There's 3 libs on the side, and there's no anti-air for those libs. Only like 1 or 2 stalkers that just die.
Yeah, all the stalkers are going down, so it's only Immortal, and the Immortal is not gonna.
Nedved really
Dude,
could benefit
also,
from +2 armor, +2 attack on the Liberators here. He has
yeah,
enough minerals to do that, but if he had, it would be a bit more convincing. Like, it could
Okay.
push a bit harder.
Yeah, and now the Ravagers are facing off against the Bio army, and Ravagers are really good against dealing with Bio. There is a Thor, but it's only one.
The problem is the Corruptors is gonna be holding everything back, you know. This is...
Okay, and now it's a clean wave, so
Not, it's
what
not,
can Amsux do?
it's
Oh,
not
there's
clean.
still...
There's two Lips and Corruptors.
Yeah,
That's
the Corruptors are
true.
like trouble in paradise, you know. Because you kind of have to handle them.
Actually, you guys are completely right. Look at that Liberator, 24 kills, and the other Liberator, 13 kills.
Yes, that's with 0-0. If it had
Okay,
+2
this is
attack,
looking...
then it would be
Yeah,
more.
this is looking
turned
really
over.
bad for GrumpyKittens.
Yes.
Everyone loves Joe. Turned it around earlier this time. They didn't lose the bunker at 3 minutes. They lost it at 5, and now they didn't turn at 16. They turned at 13. So this is looking way better than game 1. Now game 1, GrumpyKittens still found a way to turn it around. Can they do it again?
Well, the difference is that they don't have that mineral bank that they had in previous game, right? So they had like 20 minutes of mineral income, plus gases. Not
Yeah.
this time.
By the time Agreed was facing Triss already had Thors, Ghosts, Liberators. He had the whole everything he could ever want. But this time he doesn't have enough Thors. He doesn't have enough Libs. He just doesn't have Ghosts. Like his army is just not there yet, and so the Ravagers are doing really well against him.
Yeah, Raven, pretty good unit. Raven is kind of tanky also, you know. If you're not careful and kill them, and if you also work with Ravens like Imsax do, he needs no Corruptor leak on his wave, you know, if there's other army there nearby, you know, because the Corruptors is just gonna stall all his Raven and Liberators, and the Marines gonna run forward, and let's see.
More Javelin Thors.
Well, the
Yes,
hard part is that IM6 can't do BCs anymore.
No,
Because there's too many Ravens on Eskimo Joe's wave.
Yeah. Look at
So-
the Corruptors. I mean, holding all Imsax's airwave back, and before Triss's Taurus is gonna shoot the Corruptors, is just...
Okay, I think this was a small mistake. Eskimo Joe used all of his turrets, and the turrets are not shooting, so all of Amsux's Liberators are gonna stay alive. And now all
Yes.
of the anti-armor missiles hit the same Liberators, and that's gonna be an issue. Now Amsux
Yes.
is stacking with Kashar, so it's up to Nedved to clear the whole leak.
Mm,
And he has good enough units to do so. He has Liberators, which are very good.
yes.
Okay, those
let's
5
see.
Libs actually could be a trouble now.
But there's also libs from Nedved stacking, like there's libs from both sides. So who does this
Yes.
benefit more?
Fucking Libs so cheap, everybody's getting them. It needs to be like 300 minerals each, like fucking 250.
Okay, look at all the Ravagers are dying to the libs. They're so well spread out. But okay, missed the bios as well. But this is gonna be enough. Look at Nedved. He's just getting so much value out of those Liberators that I think it's still gonna be enough. Now the turrets are in range, so they're actually doing damage. And Amsux gets all of his army wiped out.
Yes, this is
Well, now-
troublesome.
Yeah,
And the
now
problem with the
Kachar-
Protoss is Kachar has very hard time to clearing because the lack of anti-light, anti-air.
Yeah.
Basically, you need carriers to clear the top.
Yeah, and Kachar blinked forward, but there were so many turrets that his stalkers were just going down. They weren't doing enough damage. And now Eskimo Joe was stacking with Nedved. And oh man, I gotta say, this is looking like a
curious.
2-1.
I'm curious if IMSIX is gonna move back and try to stack with Kachar. Maybe that's a thing they can do. They can try. And Kachar is going T3s. He's going for those carriers because he can't clear this shit anymore. And I think IMSIX, if moves it back and tries to save the libs as long as possible, I think there isn't a window. Maybe. It's a big maybe.
I think, well, if you look at Everyone Loves Joe, they are respecting GrumpyKittens this time. Last game, they got gases really early, but if you look this time, only Nedved has a gas. So Agreed, very characteristic of him all tourney getting early gas. He's not getting it 17 minutes in, so he's really respecting this.
Yeah, they're a bit stressed now. Everyone, they didn't guess. Also, it's only Nedved who is on one guess. They're really careful now. They really like to win this round, you know.
Well, they need this
Because
victory, yes.
Sorry?
They need this victory. Because it's best of
Yeah.
7 and GrumpyKittens is a very strong team, so basically if you can get any edge, you have to take advantage of it.
Yes.
Yeah, and this
yes.
game looked very bad for them, right? Like it looked like it was doing very badly because Amsux was dealing with Eskimo Joe's army for like the first 10 minutes. But then afterwards, it's been all about everyone loves Joe.
I think just to recall a bit of a tournament history, like usually GrumpyKittens in the finals are behind in the first 3 games or first 5 games, and then they pull out their stamina from somewhere and they just manage to come back all the time. I don't know why it is like that. Like some games, of course, like don't call me like on every tournament, but there's been quite a few. Like in our tournament and fun tournament as well, right? We were 3-2 ahead, and then the 6 and 7 game they pulled out miracles play, very good place, and we died.
Yeah, they did it the past 2 tournaments. They were down 2-3, and then they managed to win 4-3. In this game, it looks like it's gonna be they're gonna be down again. So
I think this
let's
game.
see if they can pull.
Okay, there's couple of I'm6 Liberators. So there's Carrier. Let's see now.
But Agreed is already ready. He has Thors ready for those Ultralisks, and there is no Ghost this time.
Thor's ready for Ultralisks?
Ultralisk ready for the Thors, sorry.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Well, look, there's a couple of survivability.
But
One Viking,
Agreed is doing a lot
2
of...
Libs.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, 1 Viking, 2 Libs are from Tris helping out the M6. Let's see if it's enough, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Agreed is doing a lot of things right. He got Vipers, he's getting parasitic bombs on him, he has Ultralisk for the Thors, he's doing a lot of things right.
Yes, I think he needs Vipers as well front. He needs to kill the Libs sooner.
Okay, Kashar misses both Disruptor shots, that's huge. So now Nedved is going to clear all of Kachar. Look at all the Marines are still alive, so the carriers just go down. These are +0 armor carriers against +3 Marines, so the carriers go down very quickly.
That's very true. And
Yeah,
especially if they
Terran
get anti-armored.
Yes, it has so high DPS Terran, you know. So it's Protoss weakness is there's no DPS, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
and
there's only DPS relies on pretty much on AoE, on Disruptors and
Yes.
Storm, right?
Yes,
If you take that away, then it just collapses.
If you're a Zerg and you're struggling against Terran, Agreed is kind of doing a masterclass on how to deal with it, right? He has a lot of Ravagers to deal with the bio and the early Libs shenanigan, and once the Thors come out, he has Ultralisk. And then if he gets a lot of bio, he gets Banes. I think Agreed is doing a really good job on how to Zerg versus Terran here.
Yeah. So we got a little stack here. Let's see, but Nedved's wave is so strong now. So many Marines, Thors, Raven, everything is out. You know, he's going all in now. Nedved. I can feel they want a victory, but Sux managed to stack 4 Liberators. Let's see if 4 Liberators can help out with this Zerg wave and see what's going on. The problem is they have nothing for the oh, there is some Vikings, there is so many Thors. Oh my god, guys, what is happening? All the Ravagers
Is this it?
just
Is this it?
went.
There's a
Are
scan
they
forward.
gonna turn it around? There's so many Ravens from Joe, but there's so many Thors alive, and Joe went
I think this
from
is it.
Vikings.
Yes, this is it.
Why so many Vikings from Joe?
It's
Oh,
only 7. I think it's okay-ish for pushing, but I'm not sure what happened. That they managed to survive
well,
so long.
they
But
stacked
the thing is
lips.
that Amsux has so many Marauders. Amsux has dealt with all of the turrets from Eskimo Joe so quickly and then dealt with the Thors that Eskimo armies just died out really quickly.
I think the Vikings.
You need Thors definitely there. Like
Yes, look at the
and bio. Look how much M6 bio has. Like
Yeah,
Ice
yeah,
Joe doesn't
yeah.
have that many bio. Again, they managed to somehow survive and stack.
Oh,
Like
this
that's
is
quite impressive, actually.
devastating for
I think Eskimo
ages.
Joe, like, he was trying to go a little bit more anti-air, and then Amsuch just realized, okay, he's gonna go anti-air, it's time for me to go pure Marauders. And he just, like, turned on the pedal on the Marauders, and it worked.
Well, I thought the game was over, like pretty much already, like in my mind. But no, look, we actually pushed the mid. Okay, I have to explain one thing, like regarding the players and regarding in-houses. Like whenever, like I remember Nova, me and David, when we are three practicing versus GrumpyKittens as well, a lot of in-house games, is that we quite often manage to somehow push the early game and middle. But GrumpyKittens, I think, is the best team that knows how to fight from behind. Like when they how to manage these kind of stacks. And this is where, like in these games versus Ravager, Liberator, Raven, kind of a build, this is where it really comes to play because they know how to kind of. I don't know, like is it it's experience or how does it works, but basically they figure out a way how to manage some kind of magical stack somehow with some random units. And we died so often in in-houses to this. Like, oh, we won for the first 15 minutes, we have Minkam, we have gas, we have everything, and then we just die.
Yeah, the lib stack is OP.
It's not just the lib stack, it's there's carrier stack, there's Raven stack, there's stores, there was other things as well happening.
I think it was the help from
Well, because we were talking about how we are writing off the GrumpyKittens for this game, like they were falling behind and then they fight from behind very good in the
Yeah,
tournaments. Well, and then Kachar's like pulling out some Super Saiyan, like, oh, nope, you guys having a caster curse now.
yeah. You never
Yeah,
know,
this-
you know.
it's
It ain't-
happened
it ain't
multiple
over
times
until yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
No.
it's happened multiple times this match, right? Like, we think one team's gonna win, then the other team turns it around, and then the other team turns it around again. It's
Yeah.
very crazy, very back and forth. This is what you love to see. Although I have to say, being wrong twice, like, I don't want to call who's gonna win anymore, as I've called it
Well,
out
my
wrong.
my 4-1 still stands now. I thought I lost that one, but I think the 4-1 still stands. Okay,
It is
like
definitely a possibility.
another thing to explain, like these kinds of games you can only see in the tournaments by very competitive players. Like there's zero chance you're gonna see such games in public lobbies with random players because the game is completely different. Because there's no micro, there's no unit positionings in the public lobbies, and the games are completely different the ones that you see in the tournaments. And like a lot of commander players are talking down standard that it's so one-sided and it's so like rock paper scissors. They have zero idea what they're talking about, and I'm sometimes so pissed about it because they don't know how to play. And there are a lot of good commander players, and they definitely are. That's not what
Well,
I'm trying to
Jurzal,
say, but I'm trying to defend standard because it's so interesting, and this is the reason why standard is interesting. Because
Well, Jerso, for the longest of time, everyone was thinking like, okay, if Bunker goes down, that team won, and that was the theme for a lot of Direct Strike tournaments. But now it's at a point where it's evolved, right? And now taking down the Bunker no longer defines what team is gonna win that game.
I think it
And
still
the games
defines.
are now more back and forth.
I still think that defines by 80%. Like if you take the bunker, your win rate goes up to 80%. I would say that's more closer. Not 100%.
You definitely get a huge advantage,
You
but
definitely-
it's not 100% anymore.
Not 100%, but I think it's still decent 80. Because in this game as well, GrumpyKittens took the bunker first, right? So they have a lot of income advantage early. So there's a different way how the game functions now. So I still think like getting bunker early still gives you 80% victory win rate. Well, you have to close it out and you have to transition correctly. Like the mistakes that we made, we didn't transition correctly, and we get fucked on the stack. But in this case, GrumpyKittens know what they need to do. But yeah, anyway, like going back to the point. Like these games you can only see when you play in in-houses, and there's a lot of players. Okay, not gonna call the names, but there are a lot of players who are refusing to play in-houses, refusing to play competitive players. They just make 3 people party and go bash pubs and call themselves good players. And this is like completely killing the game. And playing against decent players and playing like in the in-house and tournament setting is what all about this game is. And this is where all it builds and competitiveness and aggressiveness. This is where it all comes out. And it's completely different game. Like I can't even play pubs because it's so boring. This is way more interesting. Okay, I'm done with my rant. So we can.
Well, this is more for the competitive side of players, right? Like some players want to have fun with their friends, and I can see why they want to play a less stressful version. But I have to say, for myself, I definitely prefer in-houses. They are more competitive, as you say. Like you can actually plan out strategies with your teammates, and you're pushed to the maximum, where you have to micro everything. Like any mistake you do can lead to your team losing. Like it's not as forgiving.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, you consistently see higher play of both sides, so it's a little bit more fun.
But the thing is that these players, that these players who are like bashing pubs, whenever you there are these players from this clan. Okay, let's just jump the lobby and let's join the lobby and let's have a decent game. They either kick us out or they leave the lobby and go play against pubs again and call themselves a good player. So that's where okay, maybe I should not do that on the stream, but it just gets me so pissed. So anyway, let's jump to the different topic. Sorry guys about that. A bit of a Jurzal ranting again. Because
So, do we have any viewers, Jurzal? How many is watching?
28. Like
28 people. Oh my
yes,
god.
take away like 10 YouTube accounts that I have, it's like more like 18.
Well, I guess both teams have fans, you know, and have supporters and rooting for their teams, you know. So I guess
Well, the
they're
thing with this game is that like this is kind of a repeat of game one, right? Like Triss already has the army. I was saying like earlier, I was saying he's missing some of his key units, right? He was missing Thors. He was missing like the Ghost, but
Look at
now
the.
he has everything he wants again.
Oh
Except the
my
gas.
god! I'm so stupid.
What are you doing?
oh, you're a referee. Oh my god.
Yeah, Jurzal, I'm not sure you were supposed to say that.
Oh my god, I really fucked up.
Okay. Okay, no need for name calling.
Oh my god, I really fucked this up.
Okay, so if you guys had any proof that this game was live, there you go. This game is completely live.
Oh my god, I really fucked this up.
I mean, I can let me tell the audience and people who are watching now what's
Well,
going on.
they actually
Let
scanned the
me
gases, yes. So yeah.
yeah, let me tell you what's going on. We play in-house in
Oh
this
my
map
god.
all the time, and we are never in the referee position. There are spectators and there are referees. When you're a spectator, whatever you chat and type, no one of the player in the field can see it.
Oh my god.
So the thing is, Jurzal was so excited about the gas. Could they probably win with the gas and the advantage and stuff and then he
So he
messed up.
wanted to tell us, the observers, right? Like, he
Yes,
wanted to tell us
yes,
in the observer
he
shot that,
he
oh my god.
didn't think of that every player could read this also because we are always in spectators, never in referees. So he know exactly when he typed it that everybody can read it, you know. So this is not. I mean, we would he would never cheat. That's not his style. I can vote for that one, guys.
Oh
But
my god,
as
so
soon as
stupid.
yeah, as soon as he typed it, that's what it is. Because this map has the thing built in 40 minutes. Who has, if no Nexus died, who has the more income advantage will win the game. So this is what it is. So now everybody know. So let's
Right.
move
So
on.
so
We're
the
gonna have a
problem with
discussion with the teams after this game is done because
yes.
we need to, yeah,
So the
explain this.
problem with revealing the gas count is that there is, yeah, like Ashgan said, at the 40 minutes
Yeah.
whoever has the most mineral wins. And so
Yes.
everyone loves Joe. They're kind of trying, okay, we can't take middle anymore, like a
Yes.
repeat of game 1. So what they're
Yes.
doing to switch it around this time is they were trying to secretly gas without the
Yes.
other team knowing, so
Yes.
that they could win on mineral income
Yes.
instead of just killing the Nexus. And the problem is that Jurzal got a little bit excited. He kind
Yes.
of typed it in the all shot by accident.
Yes.
Now
Yes. Yes.
Nedved is,
Yeah.
well, understandably
I
angry.
of
He's
course,
understandably angry, yeah.
we're gonna talk about it afterwards. But now, G, they're
Well, the difference
Right.
is, like, if
the,
it
the,
would be like 35 minutes or 36 minutes, it would not make a difference probably. But in this case, it makes a difference because it was relatively early, and if GrumpyKittens did not notice that, um,
yeah.
well,
But
they scanned. Okay,
they
the only
scanned.
saving grace for me is that Kachar actually scanned. They know that they have 3 gases. They know what they were up to, so that's why they have 2 gases each.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely was a very stupid mistake on my side.
Yeah, I think that the biggest
Jesus
interference out of
Christ.
everything that I see here is that now Nedved is on a little bit of a tilt, right? Like he's
Yeah.
angry. Like why are the administrators interfering and stuff like that?
I think
Yes.
he may ask, like, the worst case scenario, may ask forfeit this game or something like that. I would really hope to avoid that
But that doesn't.
because
It's
the rules currently kind of don't cover this referee fuck up.
Right, and now it's a little bit awkward because Amsuk's got a gas and it's awkward all around. But let's see what happens. Now,
I think
when
they're
the
gonna
game
kill
now,
Nexus anyway before the. It's not gonna be a 40-minute game. I don't think so. It's GG already soon, so I think it's not gonna be a.
Disruptors next to him, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's the problem is like this is not what Jurzal meant, guys. Just so you know, it's never gonna win by cheating. That's just not our style. Even nobody in the industry that played DS this. The thing is, he forgot about the stupid referee and spectator thing in the TE map. So
Yes,
that's
because we
the whole
use
reason.
observer
Yeah.
chat all the time when we are playing
Yes,
in-house.
yes, yes.
Like,
We're bashing and bet on whose team is winning and making fun and have fun as a big family. So this was a huge mistake. But let's see what's happened afterwards.
yes, I hope
Yeah,
the
yeah.
I hope the
Qatar is
everyone
gonna.
G team can see past this fuck up and move over
Yeah,
to
we're
the next
gonna
game.
talk to them. It's not. It's gonna be a snipe from. Look at the disruptors now from Qatar. It's just gonna snipe the Nexus. It's GG now. So shoot. Yeah, yeah. It's GG.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't change the game because the game was won by the Nexus anyway, so
yes,
there's no income
yes,
victory.
yes.
the main
But yeah,
problem I see, like I
it's
was
still
saying, is
soccer.
that Nedved is now a little bit on tilt. So
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give maybe them 5 minutes.
I think it'd be a good
Mm,
idea, but that's up to the players to decide.
you wanna? Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, the GrumpyKittens is pretty angry as well
of course,
because it could
they don't.
interfere with their gameplay.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Well, pauses is not what you want, right? Like you're playing a tournament match. The least what you want to worry about is the admins pausing the games and interfering possibly.
Yeah.
But what happened. Like it already happened. It's not like we can go back and change
Yeah,
it.
this
So
Yes.
was a huge mistake.
the only
This
thing we
is
can do is move forward, right? Like accept that
yes,
we did something wrong. We own it, and let's continue, right?
yeah. We should just probably. I mean, I don't think ELJ is gonna make an excuse of this. They have played probably together 50,000 rounds of this game. They know when. But I mean, to
Well,
be
everyone is human, right? Like you can always expect
of
things that
course, of
happens.
course,
This
this
happens
was
everywhere, right? Like
yeah,
sometimes you're in a tourney match and one of
yes,
the observers loses his internet and everyone's on a waiting screen for 60 seconds. Like this
yes,
kind of things happen and like
yeah, yeah.
mistakes happen. Like we're only human, right?
Of course, of course, of course. So, but we just need a confirm from the teams that this was like it was not intention, and we're gonna because they this is not a foul or anything, you know. It went down before the minerals were even. It wasn't even 39.5 minute game, you know. It was
Okay,
34
but
minutes. So
maybe Jurzal, you could put yourself as an observer. You're
it
how
Fine.
do
doesn't.
I call
He's
that?
not. He's never gonna do it again anyway. So this is one time only. One time. You know.
Yeah, but
It's.
this is out of respect for the players more than anything, right?
Uh. Yeah, of course you can do it, but it's not gonna matter anyway. So, but yeah, I can. I can.
Okay, let's see what is the outcome because it's up to Kachar and Nedved to discuss what they're gonna do.
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean, we can.
So we are in the waiting position until the team captains decide what to do. Yeah, it's stupid fuck up. Like, well, nothing I can do anymore.
Okay, so we're waiting on the team captains to come to a decision, and once that's done, we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, that game three, man, like that looked really close. Everyone thought that Everyone Loves Joe was gonna win that one. Like they had middle even earlier than before. Like they had middle at 13, and they had it for like a solid 3 minutes, right? So it looked very dire for GrumpyKittens, and they still found a manage to find a way to come back. So I'm wondering, from a game's perspective, like what do they do now? Like their strategy lost twice. So what do they do?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's the funny thing. It's not like it's League of Legends 600,000 spectator tournament.
Well,
So it's a
it,
small
it,
tournament.
It's
But anyway,
our
yeah, I
yeah,
know.
of course it's the honorary of like fair and square, you know. But I don't know. This should be among the team captains. I mean, we're
Yeah,
like
I'm just waiting.
Nova
I'm just
said.
waiting.
Yeah, yeah,
That's not my
yeah. We
decision
are
what to do now.
humans. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot we can contribute to the team captains take a decision. So
Yeah. I think they're just gonna move on.
I hope
And
so.
then, yeah. Or else I mean, what are the options?
The worst case
What the
scenario, they will.
what does the audience say? Can we have like a comment from the audience on YouTube? Well, I mean, there are some players watching. What do you guys type your what do you think?
I don't know. I will hold
No, I
myself
meant for
back.
the
It's up to
I meant
you.
for
Decide what if you want to
I
comment
meant for
anything.
our audience, you know. But I mean, they're gonna feel also that this was yeah. Yeah. So how do you yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna joke anyway now. So yeah. We probably gonna continue, then just need to calm down, get a cup of coffee, pop a beer, get some soda or something, and just yeah, and acknowledge it was a big mistake when it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Mm,
So you have matchup screenshot. So
what?
full mirror.
Oh, okay. So
okay, and
I'm
this is actually very interesting. So GrumpyKittens benching the Protoss.
yes. Excuse me, can you remind me, guys, what's the score now? What
So this is the
is it?
game 4. So GrumpyKittens
Is it
are ahead 2-1.
2-1? All right, all right. Uh, yeah.
Okay, so I was wondering what they were gonna do this time around, and you see, everyone loves Joe switched it around, right? They're now going for Zerg in the third lane instead of the first lane. So they did switch it around, but the thing is that Grumpy did a big switch because they benched the Protoss and like now they're going for Zerg, and it's gonna be a CVC. That's always a fun match to watch.
Yes, Nova, you as a pro Zerg player, do you expect to see the Ravager build even if it's Z versus Z?
Oh, I guarantee you 100% that Agreed is gonna go for
Oh
Ravagers,
my
and
god.
I think
Oh
honestly,
my
from
god.
Grumpy Kittens, from Kachar, I would think he's also gonna go for some Ravagers of his own. Because if he goes for Hydra, I've seen what Agreed can do with those Ravagers, and those are very good against. Like
Mm,
he can land those vials against those Hydras and Roaches and Mutas, and he
yes.
just clears them. And
I
so
think we've seen it before, right? Versus Sweet Elephants.
yeah, so
He
Agreed is
played
very scary.
Ravager.
he he,
Yeah,
he
he's a
is a very
beast.
scary CVC. So,
Yeah.
I from Kachar, honestly, I'd like to see him getting his own Ravagers and matching. Like he can go for some
Mm,
early Hydras, that's
I
cool,
would
but at some point he has that
m-
Ravagers.
me as a top Zerg player, probably the top in the industry, I would go straight Ling Banes. Just roll them over. Nah,
Honestly, if you
I
have
don't
enough
think it's.
enough good bios, you can clear the Ling Bane. Like
Yeah, of
you can,
course. It was. I mean, it was.
and
I
I.
can't even play Zerg, so I'm not gonna like try to try to figure. But I think some lurkers, some ultras, some own Ravagers, some Hydra. I know Hydra is very popular among
Actually, I'd like to
Zerg
see
players.
absolutely no lurker, just pure Ravager.
No
Like
lurker. Oh my
no lurker,
God.
just pure
You're
Ravager.
going for the attack. I hear you. All right. How about some
Yes.
Hydra Muta?
I think we might get that from Kachar, and we won't from
Mm,
Agreed.
But can Kachar play Zerg?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking that Kachar was gonna play the Zerg, but he might not.
Maybe it's gonna be on I'm sucks. Nah, I think Kachar. Kachar can play all three races.
Well,
As
Triss is guaranteed playing Terran, so
I,
like
I,
there's
I,
no question
I,
there.
I think all of these six players can play all three races, right? I know at
Yeah.
least,
So
I don't know about Nedved Zerg, but he can handle it. Like he's probably like me, favorite Terran, can play a bit Protoss and bit Zerg also. But I know Joe can play all three races, and I think Agreed also can play all three, right?
well, they've played in-house random for so long that you do get to like a certain point of skill with every race. Like
Yes.
you might feel more confident going with the like for example if you're agreed then he knows the ins and
Yeah.
outs of Ravagers, but he
Yeah.
knows like the build more or less for every other race.
Yes.
The thing is
That's
like
true.
at this level the players know the counters to everything so well that you
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of want to play your best race. And
Of
so
course. Of
Kachar is
course.
playing Zerg. I think this season the best Protoss is the best Protoss place to switch to Zerg and play Zerg. And so
Uh,
because
okay,
it
Nova,
makes their
next
games
question.
look closer.
Okay, next question. Is
Yes.
any of the Terran player gonna go T2?
Honestly, I'd be surprised if Nedbet didn't go T2.
You think he's gonna go T2? Oh my God.
I'd be surprised if he didn't, honestly.
Well,
I think from
my
Triss. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, I think both Zerg at least go T2. Maybe
100%.
I'm not
100%.
sure though. Agreed could stay T1 with some roaches
Roach Queen.
queen build to just keep the middle and poke a bit about the Terran wave and then transist into T2 with Hydra and maybe skip the Ravager build. Maybe there's a hocus pocus. I mean, surprise. We've seen it
Nah, I
before.
think
You
the
never.
Ravagers are so strong. Like
Ah,
once your opponent
but
Zerg commits to
listen,
something, like for example,
listen,
once. Yeah, sorry, go
listen,
ahead.
Nova. In
Yeah.
in in the other matchup, it's only TVT and TVT. So you don't have to help to be that strong. You just have to crush your wave, and this is it. Maybe.
Yes, because if you leak an infestor, like oh god, an infestor just deals so much damage, right? Like that's a
Yes.
dream scenario, and
Yes.
so as a Zerg, that's kind of what you're hoping for. Here we see Triss kind of committing to tier 1 a little bit. Yeah, I think
Mm,
Triss is gonna commit to tier 1.
okay, we got it. Both Zerg going T2. Oh my God. There's no hooky
Okay.
pooky 1T1 build. All right, guys. What are we
I
gonna see?
Yeah, I don't know. I think tier 2 Zerg is pretty standard.
Mm, look at Nedved's not building, and Sux is very careful.
Okay, so
So
from Kachar, we get completely standard build, Muta Hydra. This is like the most standard Zerg versus Zerg opening you can do. Just do, like, you can also add one Roach, like, to make it even safer. I prefer adding one Roach. But this is literally, like, the standard.
hmm So we got
And,
nothing from Nedved and nothing from Agreed. One
right, so
wing.
now Agreed realized, okay, like, Kachar is playing the most standard of standard plays the Zerg can make. How
All
does he
right.
respond? And he's
Mm,
showing his response. He added some mutas, but he sold them.
and Joe is famous for his Marauder versus Reaper build, and he's gonna take the middle. Are he gonna poke it? I'm sucks.
Oh, but
Reapers now? No, they're
Triss was
running.
going tier
Oh,
2,
they're
but he
going.
cancelled.
And Imsucks is probably starting T2, but now he's gonna cancel when he sees all the Reapers. I think he's
You
gonna
can go
cancel,
Liberator.
right? Yeah, you can go lib,
Oh, but
that's
look
true.
at this. Amsux does not have +1 on his Reapers. Nedved
And
does have +1 attack, and that is enough for Nedved to clear Amsux's Reapers.
oh, but that
Amsux
commits.
really missing a crucial upgrade there. I think he's gonna switch because now he's going for
He's
tier
gonna
2.
go T2, yes.
Oh, but I
And
don't like this from Agreed at all. He's going more mutas?
yeah, but it's gonna win the wave.
God,
First couple of waves, yes.
it's enough. I think Kachar was like banking some minerals or something.
The thing is, Agree didn't build first wave. Jurzal, are you here?
Yes.
Come on in the stream, man.
You guys are talking plenty enough, and I'm doing
Oh
plenty of
my
fuck-ups.
god. Oh no. It's all right. It's okay. We figured it out. They're playing. They're happy. It doesn't make it wasn't like it didn't make such a difference anyway. So yeah.
Okay,
But
now
guys,
let's see.
but
Amsuck's committed to 1 Liberator, while
yes.
Nedved committed to more Reapers, and he got 1-1. And
But
so Amsucks is gonna leak 1 Liberator.
there is the famous bile from Agreed. Oh,
The siege is quite late.
but it's gonna work for the.
Okay, the Biles hitting on the
Oh
Hydras. This is the
my
problem. The
god.
Ravagers deal with the Hydras, and the Hydra
Oh,
DPS is just not there. And Agreed has so many mutas, completely clears his wave, and he's gonna
yes.
deal enough damage to Triss's army.
Yes.
So now Eskimo Joe is gonna push, and they're gonna get middle income. This is really good for Everyone Loves Joe.
The thing is, Nedved is never gonna take care of the Liberator. Is this gonna be canon, guys?
Could be.
Yes.
What are others?
Yeah. It's gonna
Oh,
be.
and it's cannon, so now they get a huge
No,
advantage. So
no, he bumped them
oh,
away.
they
He
so
bumped
close.
them
There's two-
away.
2 leaps now. Let's see if the
But
Marines are enough.
This is gonna be canon though. But there's gonna be no.
It could be canon,
Sucks.
but it's not gonna be. But there's 2 leaps in Raven with anti-armor for Mutas.
Yes.
Oh, okay, but there is enough time. Oh, but the mutas are all the way at the back.
The anti-armor is the biggest difference.
Okay, and misses the BIOS.
Oh, should we pause?
He can pause himself.
Game paused.
All right.
Well, I'm not the referee anymore, so one of you has to repause the game.
I don't trust my
that's fine.
keyboard. I'm not touching
Okay, no.
anything.
No,
It's
yeah,
up to you.
it's fine. I can do it.
I'm not touching anything now.
No, you guys are
I don't
nervous.
want.
Let me quickly chat what's written on YouTube.
Yeah, I think the audience is gonna forgive you.
Well, it's not the audience that I'm worried about.
Well, I mean, we can all just have a chat about it afterwards if it's gonna be any trouble because they as a steady, these guys are steady in-house players also, you know, and I can promise you they're all playing on spectator, as usual, you know, so they would have forgotten themselves because me and Nova talk so much, you just were hyped about the guest, and yeah, but I know the feeling, you know, it kind of feels terrible, you know. I mean, it was a huge mistake. It was not intentional, you know. So
Yeah, let's just move on.
yeah, move
Okay,
on.
this is the
Okay,
problem.
guys.
Amsucks is leaking 3. Has 3 Liberators.
Yes,
And
nice
so, okay,
sieges.
but Agreed has Ravagers now. That's very interesting. Like, Roaches, sorry. Which is what he needs. And the Ravagers are winning. They're doing what they have to do. But the problem is that the 3 Liberators leaking are just
Siege.
too much.
Did you saw that Timesix only sieged 1 Liberator and 2 of them are dealing with Mutas?
Yes, we
That
saw
is
it.
nice micro.
And Joe is on Reaper, Marine Marauders, and Triss is on more heavy Marines.
Oh yes, you need Marines versus Marauders.
Yes.
Yeah. And this has been kind
the-
of the problem that they've been having, right? That Amsucks keeps facing just Marines, and he's been able to deal with Marines by having Lips and Ravens. And
Yeah.
it's happened 3 games now. Like, I'd like to
Yes.
see them correct this. The answer to Ravens and Libs, like, you need to get Ravens before you get Marines, I think.
Is he
And
backing
Nova.
again?
There is Kachar's own Ravagers. You see them?
Oh, yeah, exactly as I was predicting. Kachar playing
Yes.
completely standard and then adding Ravagers. He's doing
Yes.
exactly what I
yes.
thought he was going to
Yeah,
do.
Yes, you were on
For
point
once. Yeah, for once, I didn't
there.
get
Good
caster
job,
curse.
Good
Well,
job.
in the mirror, it's kinda you kinda do whatever opponent is doing.
But usually we never like
We never
Oh,
predict correctly.
no.
This time.
Yes, we did. But usually you could like I don't know. I'm not used to see Ravagers anywhere, and I'm everywhere playing, in-house,
Yeah, Ravagers
everywhere.
are kind of the
Yeah,
meta now.
yeah. They're pretty strong units, I must say. I must give credit to
Yeah,
Ravagers, They're
yeah,
pretty.
agreed. Just started playing Ravagers, and he suddenly like the first times he was playing Ravagers, like everyone would beat him. It's like, oh, why are you doing Ravagers, dude? And it's
Yes,
like now all of a sudden he comes with Ravagers. He's just like bowling down everything perfectly, and like
yes,
everything just dies to his files. And so like he's really
yes.
changed up the meta. Now everyone has to learn how to play Ravagers. Like it's a style that you
I
have to respect.
He hyped the tournament a bit with his Ravagers.
That's true.
Yeah, he did. He
There's a
totally did.
fungal on bio plus anti armor. So Trees is
Yeah.
gonna have easy time with 2-2 versus 1-1. I think this is canon.
Yeah, this might be the whole game actually.
Well, there you have to kill Nexus first.
That is true. There's Ravagers, and well, if there's Ravagers, there's a Dream. But
Isn't it about Liberators and Disruptors? But we don't have Disruptors in this game.
Yes.
So without Protoss, without Disruptors, it's gonna be a bit longer until you can kill it. Like maybe Link Bane can finish it up or Marauders. But definitely we could see like 30-minute game at least.
the thing is, like, Agreed's main comeback unit, right? The Ravager. It's a great comeback unit. The problem is that Kachar already has his own Ravagers, and so
Yes.
The Liberators
he
not
just has
helping.
more income than his opponent. So he's always gonna be able to get more units. Like if they're
Yes.
going for the same type of units, then whoever has the most wins, right? And
Yes.
then there's the added problem that there are 3 Liberators of Amsuk surviving every round.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
That's true.
Liberators are not helping as well versus Ravagers. So basically you have to spend extra bile on those and you get like killed like 1 or 2 Ravagers.
Yeah, and Nedved is 1-1 Marine Reaper against pure Reaper out of Amsox. Like even the Reapers of Amsox are 2-2. Like they're almost enough to deal with Nedved.
He has T2
At
now.
this
Ah,
point.
that's Nedved. I'm watching the wrong player. Yeah, Joe is still T1. I kind of noticed that he usually goes T1 quite late relatively to other players. Like, usually Tyrants go T2 around 6, maybe latest 7 minutes, just to have the TT 2-2 upgrades out, like +2/+2. Because the +2/+2 is, like, when you compare, like, percentage-wise, okay, you're gonna get a bit less units, but the +2/+2 is way more important than having a couple more units out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a mistake that I was doing a lot before as well. But the timing for 2-2 is basically 7 minutes. That's the
Latest.
latest you can
Yes.
get it. Yeah.
6 is the okay, and 7 is the latest. 5 is greedy.
Right.
I like that Timesuck is not adding more Liberators, but just going more bio. I would add Marines now, just in case if there's like a big switch to the Draven or BCs, because currently are quite vulnerable versus that. If Nedved decides to go T3 and just goes everything in BCs,
And you
Timesuck
kind of have a
dies.
warning sign for Amsux, right? He clicks on the Marine Reaper and he sees they're 1-1. And so 1-1 at 11 minutes, that's unheard of, right? So you can kind of tell that something's going off and that you have to start like practicing. See, he
There's a
gets the
scan.
scan, so he realizes that something's off. He's scanning Nedved. He sees that he's going for tier 3.
I think he's gonna scan every wave now, just to see when he's selling.
Okay, so Nedved did not make any units. Actually, he's still banking minerals. He's at 600 minerals now.
What do you guys do? I have production open. Where do you? What do you have? Resource?
Now, when you click on Nedved's unit on the right side, the right corner, top side, you see how much minerals he has. Just click on Nedved like
What?
Marine in the field, or I'm 16 Marine, you can see how much minerals the individual person has.
Where?
Click on any unit that's in the field.
Yes.
Yeah,
And do you see
and then
mineral
at the-
counter at the right top?
Oh, okay,
Yes.
nice. Okay.
Yep.
okay.
Like, if I open
got
the
it.
resources, then Eskimo Joe has 7 and Nedved has 800 minerals. So probably they're banking both.
Okay. Oh, they're gonna play the switch. I see.
Okay, so here, Nedved finally committing to something. Sells everything. So now he's at 4,000 minerals, and he's gonna commit to battle cruisers.
What is Joe gonna do?
And Amsux is just adding marines. I don't think that the amount of marines he has is going to be enough
Okay,
to
there's
deal with
BCs.
this battle cruisers. He has
Is there
+2
anything?
armor. Oh, but this might be next. Is actually he might have teleported too early. This is way too many marauders. The Nexus is going down. 300 HP.
No!
And it goes down. The teleport was just way too early.
Oh,
And
he
that's
wanted to
GG.
dodge. He wanted to dodge.
He
The-
got way too greedy there. Tried to teleport the battle cruisers, but there was just way too many marines. There was marauders, and
Yeah,
Oh.
Nexus went down.
I think it was 3-3 bio.
Right, and so now GrumpyKittens with a 3-1 lead over Everyone Loves Joe.
Mm, yes. All right. We got. Is it 3-1 for Grumpy Kitten?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, let's see what
I think we're gonna see a Protoss now
from who.
from Joe maybe.
No, I don't think
Maybe
so.
a PTZ. Yeah, could be, guys. This is the last resort. They need to win this game, you know. He has a good Protoss, Joe, so he could could try it out, you know.
I don't think the final game is the one where you want to try
Oh
something that different because I think they've been practicing more the TTC because they've played it every single game. So if
But it
like
didn't work. It didn't work. I mean, they have to. Okay,
but
maybe
the
they
games
try.
have been close, right? Like it's not like the
Yes,
games look
that's
completely
true.
unwinnable. Like the games have
Yes.
looked so close. It's just like Grumpy Kittens has done like
Yeah.
one or two less mistakes, and that's been enough for them to take it.
Yeah,
But that
that's
is,
true.
I think that is their best shot. Like they've been so close at it. So can they correct their mistakes and
Yeah, that's true.
win this time?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see the matchup screenshots.
Do we have it? Are
No,
they
not
typing?
yet. No, not yet.
All right, all right. I'm curious. I think we're gonna probably see. They're gonna switch, you know. They're gonna have Zerg first position. Agreed's gonna play it first. I think so.
Well, this game looked very close. Like all the games they've lost, if you think to it, like all the games, the same thing has happened. Amstox has libs, and they try to answer lib Raven with Marines, and it doesn't work. Like they've been opening Marauders every time, or like Reapers every time, and but then they switch into Marines, and the Marines get completely countered. So I would really like for them to just like don't make Marines. It's not working. So
Okay,
try
guys.
something else.
We got the screenshot. They switched it. They're gonna play Zerg Terran Terran versus Terran Terran Zerg. I think agreed is the beginning. Yes! Who was right?
I don't know. I didn't call the race.
Oh
race
my
bet.
god, I called it.
Okay, so I'm very curious because this is the first time that we're gonna have a Terran versus Zerg where Grumpy Kitten is the Zerg and the Terran is from Everyone Loves Joe. So I'm curious who's gonna play against the Zerg. I think it's gonna be Nedbed, but we have to wait and see.
Yes.
And I'm very curious to see what Grumpy Kittens is gonna do against the Terran because like there are some different strategies that you can do. And the
Yeah.
quote unquote standard play that's not Ravagers, it's like more Hydra and Fester. So
Yes.
are we gonna see that out of Kachar? I think yes.
I think it's kind of hard to. Mm. Oh my god. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, some friendly banter from the teams. They're just talking to one
Go, go,
another.
go. Yes, they're ready. Go. Go, 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 go. They're all ready. All right, guys. Coming up. It's 3-1 to Grumpy Kitten. And this is the fifth game, right? Sixth or fifth?
Fifth.
Fifth game, yes. Oh,
Yeah, so I think Kachar is just gonna play completely standard here. He's gonna go for that Hydro Infestor style, and Agreed is gonna go for his Ravager style. So I'm very curious to see how this game turns. This is
yes.
also very heavily dependent on Eskimo Joe versus Amsux, right? Because for the last 3 times they've gone Marines and it hasn't worked. So are they gonna try anything different this time? That's something like I want to find out here.
Probably Zerg is going to go T2, yes.
Okay, so Agreed, going for the standard Roach Ravager.
Yeah.
And T2 as well.
Yeah, very
Yes.
standard from him.
Well, one way how
Yes.
you can do the David's like just pure queen.
Yeah.
I think the Ravagers are way stronger, honestly.
Of course, yes. Okay,
Okay,
there's
so
another
Amsux,
T2. Amsux
so
going
Amsux
and
is
Nedved.
yeah, so Amsux is doing the exact thing he's done the other games, right? Some couple of Reapers, some tier 2. Why switched? Like why fix what isn't broken? That's won him the tournament so far.
To be honest, I'm not sure why Nedved is going T2. Are they gonna do the same thing, like try to stack Lib Raven versus with Mutas? But the problem is that
Joey.
Zerg has more tools to deal with that than Protoss.
Right, so Kachar here has Hydras, and Hydras, like, he's opening Hydras?
Because you can win.
I'm very curious.
If Nedved is just pure T1, he cancelled? Did he cancel? Yes, he cancelled. If Nedved is just pure T1, he can push it and then the Ravagers will kill Terran.
Yeah, 'cause
Basically,
the thing
you
is-
need only to push one time.
Right, because if you go T2, like, Hydras is what you want against Lib Raven. So Hydras is the answer, and seeing that Kachar already has the answer, he's like, why would I go into that? So he's gonna try to counter it with tier 1, which, if you're not prepared, tier 1 can, like, beat Hydra and Fester with a little bit of a leak or just a
Reapers?
wave.
Reapers doesn't make sense.
Joe
Eskimo
is-
Joe skipping Marines. So that's exactly what I wanted to see out of him. Just skipping those Marines that have not worked. This looks like a more closer game.
Okay, did Eskimo Joe finished? Yes, he finished his T2.
Yeah, he's T2.
And Amsux is tier 2, but he's only building Reapers.
Okay, there's armor. No second fungal.
Okay, this is what I mean. Tier 1 bio can kill the Hydras early on.
Yes, of course, they're supposed to. But without Reapers, I think the Reapers are there just to bounce back the Hydras from Infestor and kill the Infestor first. Maybe that's why. Not 100% sure.
Okay, good bios out of Agreed. He's landing every single one of those bios and clears all of the bio. Oh my
He's
god.
coming for the victory. He's hungry now. Yes.
Agreed with some sick Ravager bios. Oof, and land them even more. Wow, he's getting so much value out of these Ravagers. Look at them, 7 kills, 6 kills.
Joe, though.
And Eskimo Joe going for Ravens this time. But the problem is that Amsux didn't reveal that he was going for Libs yet. And so
Can
those
he
Ravens are a
up
little
armor?
bit too
No.
early.
Okay, there's gonna be fungal throw. Nedved needs Marauders soon, or it's gonna be a trouble because Infestor's gonna overwhelm the Marines.
The thing is, he clumps up Triss and now the Bile.
Yes, what
But
I
I
mean
think-
is that
Yeah.
Kachar can sit behind the cannon.
Yes.
The bios didn't connect that well this time.
I think he's got it.
They're looking a little bit more decent now. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be enough.
Yeah,
This
and
is-
I think Joe needs to control his turrets, you know.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect
Fortune-
bios. Okay.
Fortune for M6.
Oh, look, Eskimo Joe for the first time now going for early Liberator. So he's the one going for tier 2. And he's actually doing a really good job at it too.
And now
He's
it's gonna
microing the
be trouble
Liberators.
for
He's
Zerg
saving
and the turrets. Yeah, this is trouble.
anti-armor missile?
Yes.
No anti-armor missile? No.
People are having fun
Okay.
about me in YouTube channel.
I read some, but they're a pretty nice audience, I must say. They
Yes,
they
they're
they,
just
they know
bantering me
it.
a bit.
They know it was a fuck up. It's not. It was a mistake. It was not like
Yeah,
intention.
it's okay. Like, we just having a reference about it. Okay,
Don't get
never mind.
the buy.
Okay, and
Oh
Triss's
my
army is
God.
split up, so
They are
Agreed gets
gonna
enough
win
time
this.
to bile. Yeah,
This is
Agreed
gonna
gets
be-
enough time to bile the front units and then bile the back units. So he gets enough chance to bile both. And now that's gonna be enough to take down the cannon. And look,
Yes.
Amsux is trying to go for Ravens, which is the answer, but Eskimo Joe, he's ready for it, I have to say. Like, I really like what he did this game. He switched it around. He stopped going for Marines and show us that he can actually play tier 2.
Yeah. Yeah, this is trouble.
Okay, and this is good from Nedved. He's adding Marauders. This is exactly what he needs because Kashar is so heavily invested into that Infestor Hydra style that Marauders survive. Like, Infestors are very good against Marines, but they don't kill the Marauders. And so at some point you need to add Marauders. But look at this from Kachar. Now, this is very interesting. This is the first time I think we're seeing this. Kachar going for Ravagers.
Yes. Well, as long as along you play, along you pick up good things. I mean, it's good to address. I mean, you can.
Well, to be honest, Kachar was pretty skeptical about Ravagers for the last half a year. It's kind of interesting that he's switching things up, but I think it makes sense because look how Eskimo Joe is clumping everything up.
Yeah.
So for Ravagers it's a bit easier, but yeah, the Infestor, Liberator Raven does a lot of damage.
But now Zerg, it was the easiest race. No, not so much micro and stuff, and now you gotta micro the Shroud, the Fungal, the Ravager. It's like playing Protest all over again.
Yes. Well, that's a funny thing.
No.
Like, it's not solved game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that
Yeah.
are evolving.
Oh, and now look at
course.
Fling Bane just crashing against the bio.
Oh, look, he shot exactly how much he needed. Agreed. Oh my God, he's hungry for the win this game. You can feel it, guys. Can you feel the EJ wants to win this one so bad?
They need to win this one so bad because it's a match.
Yeah, but you can feel it also, right? Oh no, they're gonna stack. And Joe,
Oh, the
Turret.
anti-armor. It's a
Turret.
bit a small mistake there. But let's see if the 4 Ravens gonna be enough to turn everything.
nah.
There's a lot of Marauders, so it may not, but
I think Nedved's
Yeah,
gonna
we don't
just
call
go
it the
by,
cleanup crew for a
now.
reason.
Yes.
Okay.
We call it the cleanup crew for a
Tris
reason,
is
right?
going
This
T3, so probably for
clears
for
everything.
Right.
Lib
Yes.
range. Lib range.
Yes.
And here's the
Liberate.
problem that Triss's bio units are not clumped up and the Banelings just
And
completely wipe it.
It's closing
Off
into
the map.
midnight for me, so my speech is getting weaker.
Yeah.
Getting tired. Okay, we see more Ravens.
Oh,
Isaacs.
agreed. Just target the Ravens. He
Yeah, and
wants to
Agreed
kill those
just keeps
Ravens.
landing those bios.
Yes.
So he targeted the Ravens, and now the Ravens are very low health. And now Eskimo Joe is going to have an easier time dealing with it.
Yes.
Actually, all of the Ravens are still alive. So he didn't deal with it,
Yeah, but this
but
is
I think Nedved can,
it's gonna clean
which
up.
is the issue. Because, yeah, he's the cleanup
Oh
crew.
no, he needs to stay bio. A bit more bio. What is... No, not libs.
Well, he kinda needs Lips versus Ravager heavy build.
But more bio than this, right? No?
No, he
No, no.
he needs to split bio, but I think bio is enough.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, there's a bit of a stack. There's one Ravager, 2 Ravens, and Libs. Let's see if it's gonna be enough with
Okay, yeah, this is an issue.
No.
Biles are pretty effective, but there's Raven turrets killed all the Corruptors.
Oh no, and Grumpy Kitten turning it around. I think everyone loves Joe got a little greedy. They got 2 gases. Okay, but now they get the stack, so is
Do
this
they?
gonna be enough? Like,
all the
Do they? It's
turrets.
TVT, so the stack doesn't work the same way. Because the turrets are spent. I'm6 turrets are a bit kind of weird positioning. Let's see if it's gonna be enough.
yeah, there is a little bit of a stack. See, like, there is some Liberator still alive.
Okay, there's anti-armor, so
Oh.
that's huge.
They get Interference Matrix, and now the Ravagers of Kachar completely clean out Nedved, so they're doing their own strategy against them.
The libs couldn't shoot for like 1 minute or so or something.
Okay,
Felt
the
like
libs
forever.
survived. Okay, there's infestor fungals on the libs, so that killed it. There's gonna be another fungal for the mutas. Okay, there's another fungal. And there's microbial shroud. Does microbial shroud minimize the damage from Ravagers?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Because
We ha-
technically it's coming from air, but it's a ground unit. I have no idea. I have to test this actually.
Yeah, it reduces damage taken from air units.
Yes, but the bile is coming from the air. Huh. I have no idea. I have never tested this. It's uncharted ground for me.
Okay, and here's the problem with Eskimo Joe's army. He has Lib Raven, but Amsuk's just committed to having more Ravens. And now he has more Ravens, he can just Interference Matrix everything, just get turrets, and he's
Yes,
been
and there's
cleaning out
Corruptors.
Eskimo Joe.
And there's Corruptors now.
So, like, the answer to Lib Raven is... Well, Amsux has some Marines, but like
So
he
that-
started countering once he got the Ravens out.
So that's the thing about TVT. Like the Lib Raven works very well versus Protoss and semi well versus Zerg. I'm not sure how well it works against Terran because Terran has more tools to deal with it.
I think Agreed is under pressure because he lost a lot of bios there. He missed a lot of them, and so he got cleared very heavily by Triss. Oh, has to re-siege on the libs, so the libs are not shooting for a lot of that fight.
There's more Ravens from Nedved, but they're all clumped up, so a couple of Ravager Balls can deal with that.
The problem is Nedved can't siege because of the corruptors.
Well, the problem
Yes,
is that
yes.
Nedved is still tier 2 libs. He does not have.
And there's
Mid-range.
there's an Infestor that helps to keep the Ravagers alive for the Liberator shots. I think Agreed is gonna be, maybe that Infestor is not a bad idea in the next games versus Libs. Because it's not
Yeah,
that expensive,
maybe.
relatively speaking. Like the one Infestor is like
Well, it
one Ravager.
protects so much. It protects so much of your units, right?
Yes,
Like,
yes, exactly. Okay, the cannon is down. We see a couple libs dealing with Thors. It's okay. And there's a lot of marauders from M6 now, so for the turrets. And for the Thors as well. But he's not gonna kill the Liberators. There's gonna be a lot of Liberators for Kachar to deal with, but he has how many Infestors? I can't click on them. 2 Infestors. So Macrabo Shroud may help a lot there. So he's adding Mutas. I will probably add Mutas in the back a bit. Just to layer them out a bit. Yeah, the Muta Ravager Corruptor is enough to deal with most of the libs, even with all of them.
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't recall what happened really. I think
well, I think the whole match was pretty much decided by the TVT in the middle, right? Like, it seemed like Amsux has just a very solid grasp of TVT, and he kind of stacked 3 of the games that Grumpy Kitten has won has been on the back of Amsux stacking, and then now this game was on the back of the Ravens, right? The Ravens survived, and they were able to deal a lot of damage. So I think the whole match was very heavily cited by Amsux.
Yeah, the
I
problem
gotta
is
say
that
he's the MVP of this match.
TVT is very specific now, and IMSX has a very good guy. He did a lot of theoretical, like nudging out everything about TVT, and it pays off at the moment.
yeah, I think they're trying their best now. I mean, look at Agreed. He's microing every bit of his army. The thing is, the libs can't reach because of the corruptors, you know. So I'm not sure about the. Look now, the corruptors just flying forward, and the libs. Okay, there's some connection there.
Yeah, but all the libs are stacked together, and so now the Ravagers are gonna have a good time. He gets a parasitic bomb off. He gets a lot
Yeah,
of
the
bios off. Like all
vipers
the
are
libs
out
go
now.
down.
Yes.
We see Van Gas from M6 as well. Yeah, the bottom team has to come up with something very specific, very strong, very soon.
Yeah, because the problem is that Triss is getting his Doom army, right? He's getting his Death Ball. He's getting Thors. He has Libs. He's getting Widow Mines. Like very soon he's gonna start adding his signature ghosts, right? Like he's been getting ghosts, and I think at that point that's when he just starts winning every single wave. So they really are on a clock. It seems like GrumpyKittens is dominating this game.
Yes, and their doors, M6 and 3 stores are sitting next to each other and having a brotherly day.
Yeah, let's see. Nedved has
And
managed
now
to.
their Vipers to parasitic bomb everything.
So
Where-
Kachar really
where is Parasitic Bomb?
respecting Ravagers because he decided to
Oh, there
try
it
it
is.
out himself.
It's pretty
Very
strong, this
interesting.
parasitic bomb, right? Oh my god, it just
So
melted
Jurzal, what do
away.
you think about Ravagers now?
I think they definitely have a place in the meta. At least at the current cost. Some people are saying, like me included, that maybe they're too cheap based on the damage they do. Like it's only what, 140 minerals?
Yeah, but the problem with the Ravagers, like,
Even
you
Cyclone
have
is
to commit
more expensive.
really hard to it, right? Like, you have to commit really hard because you need a lot of bios for the bios to be effective.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
and
That's
so as a Terran, well, you do have to know the correct army to counter it, right? Like, you need Thor Ghost and some libs.
true.
But once you get that, like, you can answer the Ravagers.
Yeah, I think there's a place for them in the meta, that's for sure. Because like we were adding Ravagers and in-houses as well versus like kind of heavy Muta play. Like basically you make sure that Mutas clump up and then you just bow them down. But I'm not 100% sure. Like it's gonna show up in, you know, you have to play in-house games for like a couple weeks and then you will kind of understand where the meta is shifting, where it's landing, what's stronger, what's weaker. At the moment, I don't know what to answer there.
Well, I think Kashar, we know what Kashar thinks, right? Because this game he's going for Ravagers as well. So we can see the perspective of the two finalist teams, right? So it's definitely going to have a place in the meta for a little while.
I think that they are kind of the weakest versus Protoss, strongest versus Terran, and middle ground versus Zerg. I would actually love to see some Link Bane from Kachar now as well. I think they're scanning for gases or what? Yeah. Yeah, there's just too many Thors now.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
Triss is not adding enough, I think, anti-corruptor units, so basically we don't mind Ghost. Cyclone maybe even. Okay, he has... Actually, he has a lot of mines. Okay, I take that back. But I think they are dying maybe too early.
Okay, there's a lot of libs here, which is a very good try. Like they're trying something, right? But they
There's
get
enough doors.
interference matrix. They get their stores out. They're dealing with it. Like it looks very bad right now. Like I'm not gonna lie, this is very bad.
So this is the game 5, right? So currently the score's 3-1, and if GrumpyKittens finishes off, it's 4-1.
Yes.
So I think my
Yeah.
call about 4-1 was correct.
Yeah, GrumpyKittens right now is on game point.
Yes.
It's a match point. So if they get this game, the tournament is over, right?
Okay, let's see now. Corruptors are pushing back the Corruptors.
But Agreed still has no infestors, and so the Liberators of Triss are getting insane amount of value. The Thors just don't die to the Ravagers, and they kill the Ravagers pretty quickly. So Triss is having a good time against this wave. Okay, Eskimo Joe really committing to a lot of Liberators. But I think Amsuck's kind of like answering it. The only 2 Liberators survive out of Eskimo Joe.
Reason why I think Kachar needs Link Bane is just so he can get quicker to the libs. Because currently, if it his setup, it takes a lot of time until he deals with the ground, until he can reach the Liberators. But with the Link Bane, I think it makes them move forward closer to the libs. So maybe that's small thing that maybe could be adjusted there.
Yeah, because the problem right now, the Ravagers are crashing into the Thors. They try to bile the Thors down, but the Thors just don't die to biles.
Well, Thors have quite a lot of HP, right? Vikings are landing from M6. Maybe it would be a bit better if they shoot directly, but it's still enough. It's still working quite solidly. Okay, Nedved is sieging libs to save them. He's not sieging to kill them. Let's see if it's gonna be enough to try to stack together. Okay, Agreed doesn't have Mutas on that side, unfortunately. Maybe there's some miscommunication. Definitely good to see the Mutas there, so we could save the libs. But Corruptors are gonna walk in forward.
Yeah, the Corruptors are on time.
So let's see how the libs do. There's 7 libs. There's enough Vikings that the libs are not walking forward. All the Vipers are stacked in one place and get piled down by moving forward Ravagers, so Agreed was shooting back. And there's 7 Thors, and I think the libs are gonna have a bad day.
Yeah, all of the Liberators go down. There's just way too many Thors, way too many Widow Mines. Like, it is a nice try to go for Liberators. They're pretty cheap, and they're pretty good at stacking, so it's a good try.
Definitely, yeah. Well, you
But
have to do
there's too
something.
many Thors here.
You have to do something. Well, that's the 23-minute timing. There's too much T3 and too much money.
Guys, I have bad memory. Was there ever a clean fight like you killed Cannon and you held middle and killed the Nexus?
In this game?
Was yeah in
this
all
series?
of this? Yeah.
I don't think so. It was back and
Oh
forth
my
every game.
god, what a series, guys! This is something I don't think we have ever seen this like this way before. You know.
This was definitely very highlightable
Of
series.
course. Of
Definitely.
course. I mean, it was like they had middle, they took cannon, they lost middle, they won middle. It's like back and forward, like crazy.
Well, I think this match showed a lot of things, right? It showed that
Yes.
Ravagers are very strong. Like, it
Yes.
showed that Ravagers are to be respected. But it
Yes.
also showed that they can be defeated. So they're not the end-all, be-all, right? But they are very strong and done well. They definitely can take games.
Of course.
Like, even Kashar had to go his own Ravagers in order to take this game. Because otherwise, but before the Ravagers came, he was really losing hard.
Yes.
He started winning once those Ravagers came. And so
But-
Agreed definitely leaving his impact on direct strike, right? He's
Yeah,
kind
it
of.
truly does.
I think Ravagers are gonna be forever remembered as the Agreed build.
Yes, yes.
Well, he standing behind them all the time, while everybody else was kind of skeptical. And everybody had their reasons, like Agreed had reasons why to be confident about them, and everybody else had reasons to be skeptical. So it's normal process of evolving meta.
T4 start kicking in.
Mhm.
Oh, they go in for lib. They won't try to stack lib so hard. I mean, but the thing is, the other team knows, and just adding Tor Viking Raven. Oh my God.
Yeah, but now tier 4 kicks in completely. Everyone has it. Everyone has plus 10% weapon speed, plus 10% move speed, and that just makes
Yes.
such a huge difference. Like now the Ravagers are gonna start walking faster. Like everything's just so much faster, and you can really see the pushing team really start closing in on the Nexus.
Yeah.
The second T4, which comes after 30-minute mark, Zerg has enough speed to reach the Nexus before the next wave spawns. But before 30-minute mark at only first level T4, it's not enough speed yet. So basically, Nexus can be saved every time. But after that, Nexus goes down to the Link Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if everyone loves Joe is gonna win this game, it has to be right here, right now. They have to turn it right now. Like they need to take middle back, and they need to start trying to push down the planetary fortress because they've lost middle for so long that their only chance of coming back at this game is if they kill the planetary fortress, and that's not gonna happen without getting a huge stack off. And the problem is that GrumpyKitten knows this, right? So they're getting Vipers, they're getting all the AoE units to prevent stacks. Like you can see
Yes.
that Triss has a lot of Widow Mines.
Ghost,
Amsucks just
Taurus,
has a lot of
everything.
DPS. Yes, all the
Yeah,
DPS.
yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Triss has quite enough Liberators Vikings. Maybe it's justifiable to get some attack upgrades for it. Maybe a couple more Vikings.
So this is looking rough, guys. What do you say? This is gonna be hard to turn around, you know. Just keep building is not gonna make it, I think, right? You
Well,
have to, like,
it's kind of hard just because there's not what are you gonna build?
I know every unit
BCs,
is
every
on the
unit is
field.
countered.
Yeah. I know. It's.
Because if you sell ground, the Nexus just dies automatically.
I honestly thought that this is gonna go for AJ's team, you know, EJ's team, you know, because they had middle and they did something happened, you know. I think
But they had
Yeah.
middle for like the first 9 minutes, right? And it
Yes,
looked
yes.
very one-sided the whole time.
yes,
And then all of a
yes.
sudden, Amsucks comes with just this like wave of Ravens and
Yeah,
clears Eskimo Joe. And like after that point, he's stacked with Kachar, and
yes.
it was game over from there.
Yeah. Now it's gonna go faster and faster and faster. And it's gonna be harder micro, and the lips is gonna go forward and forward, and it's, yeah, look at Nedved's lips. It's like 3-4 lips left.
Yeah, we're very close to the 30-minute mark.
Yeah,
So we're gonna get that tier 4 level 2.
yes.
And it's just there's no coming back after that.
I think this is gonna be really hard to come back from. I know they're not gaming up and they're gonna keep building and keep trying, but it's looking painful, you know.
It is what it is.
I was expecting 3-2 here, to be honest, in the first like 9-10 minutes, you know.
Yeah, I think so too. Just because there's no no Protoss that can benefit from the league. Pretty much there were no units that benefits from the league, so every league is devastating.
Yes.
But yeah, well, GrumpyKittens are the masters at make playing from the back and managing to stack.
Yes. Well,
Jabal
both
and
team
Thors
played
making their
pretty
comeback again.
solid this game, so I think there were the
Now the next T2 level, 30-minute T2 level kicks in, and Link Bane can start reaching Nexus.
yeah.
As you can see here, Nexus getting shield damage from the Corruptors and Ravagers and Lurkers.
There's so many Ravagers that he can bio down the Ultras. And Ultras have 500 HP, so it takes a lot of Ravagers bios to kill it.
Yeah.
Look at Char's adding Lurkers as well. So that helps with AoE.
He also got a second gas, so he's feeling very confident. He's just getting a bit of everything. I think he knows the position he's in, and he's showing it, right? Yep.
Yeah, they're doing everything now.
Okay,
They're
Nedved
landing
now
the Vikings.
trying. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go. Vikings land. Yeah, they're doing everything now.
I can't type. I can't answer to that.
I know.
Okay, so
Don't-
now
don't
Nedved has a
type
lot of
anything.
tanks.
I can't
Don't-
even if I want to. I'm spectator. I'm not even the referee anymore.
Hands on the table.
I can't type anything.
It's alright. It's alright.
Well, the Vikings line is like legendary meme already in this game, just because of fucking
Yeah.
40-minute in-houses.
Yes.
And like everybody's so relaxed, and I'm like yelling at on this edge of my seat, land the fucking Vikings, like you're fighting for the middle, we need every unit there.
Yes.
While Vikings are just flying past.
Yeah.
So Nedved is probably watched that stream.
Of course.
Well, it's glad to see Nedved a bit lighthearted, that he's not taking.
Yeah.
Probably he's gonna. I'm gonna receive.
No,
some-
he already
He's
said
gonna-
he was gonna talk to you later. Like he was.
Yeah. I know.
So
Well, he know
think
what's up.
he can
also.
leave-
He's
yeah,
not
he
a
can
new,
put that aside,
He's
I
not a
think.
noob in this TE map, so he know what's up. He's probably gonna bash you for a week and then it's over.
Yeah. Well,
It's alright.
I think I've played so many games on team map. I probably have like one of the highest number of played games on team map.
Yeah.
okay, the Nexus is going down. It's already below 25% HP.
Oh my God! Look at the lurker there, also from Kachar.
So
Sneaky.
that- Yeah, that tier 4 level 2 really sneaking in. You see, like,
Yeah.
once you reach the 30-minute mark, the Nexus just starts getting shipped that away little by little until
Yes.
it goes down.
Yes, especially by Ultras and Banes.
Yeah, the Ultra is really, like, hugging that Nexus.
Yeah.
I think we're beginning to see the end here, right? There is. I don't think there's any chance for
Oh, they
everyone loves
changed.
Joe to come back.
They changed the libs for tanks.
Okay.
I think
Did all of them?
Nedved sold. Yeah, I
Okay,
think
both of them.
No,
Both
no,
of them.
No,
Joe
not
as well.
Joe.
Joe as well.
No,
Look
he's-
at the back. In the back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
but
just
the Lingbane
building,
Ultra is gonna crash into the Nexus now. It's too little, too late. The Corruptors are
but...
spraying their toxic spray all over the Nexus, and it goes down. GrumpyKittens with a 4-1 lead over Everyone Loves Joe gets first place in the tourney.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Let's wait until they join our
No!
questionnaire.
Close the stream. Shut it down. Close the electricity.
So Everyone Loves Joe
What?
gets a $375 prize for their team. Right? Am I right? And
I
I
think
think-
I think we have the champions here in the voice channel. Nova, would you ask them the golden questions? Wait, we have one more to come.
Yeah, we're still waiting on Tris. Okay, welcome,
Okay.
Tris.
Hello,
Hey,
guys.
We got everyone here now. So, how you guys feeling?
Great. Looking forward to split the money 4 ways between, me, Tris, Kachar, and Jurzal. Thank you, Jurzal.
I know it was coming.
I
Oh
Yeah.
my god, Jurzal big time, huh?
Nah,
Well, guys,
it's all
can
right. It's all right.
can we hear the victory roar? I mean, how does it feel? Champion again, back to back.
No, it's very good. I think those are the best finals we've seen in a long time. Like just because of how back and forth they were. Like,
Oh my
I think
God.
every game
like
was not
like someone's
not.
bunker dies, other person bunkers die. It comes back
Yes,
and
yes,
forth.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's just what we said in the stream. Like this, I never seen a final like this. It used to be safe when cannons down. Okay, keep middle, just walking forward with Nexus, but not this final, guys.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
crazy.
I
I
have a
mean,
question for Kachar. Kachar,
yeah,
on game 4, you switched from Protoss to Zerg.
yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what was going on in your head? Like, why did you switch over?
Well, we just wanted to see what happens if we just do a mirror match.
yep. And I think the other thing
That's
is like Nedved is especially strong in the TVP, right? Like his TVP, I think, is significantly stronger than his other matchups. Like he's not bad at the other ones, but his TVP is particularly powerful.
What are your thoughts about the first game, the 40-minute game? Like it was pretty exhaustive. Like I was exhausted casting it, but probably playing it was even more, especially with the pushbacks that after 20 minutes, 18-minute pushbacks.
I don't know. It was really like it. All the games were really good. I have to say it was really fun to play, and yeah, that game in particular, it was so back and forth. Yeah, like
Because I
the
thought you
push.
guys are dead
Yes.
when everyone low
Yeah.
Joe team managed to push back, and that was like our conclusion before. Okay, you get pushed, you're dead. Like basically, there's no comebacks after that.
Yeah, but
But somehow
like
your carriers carried it out.
yes,
Well, it's
yes.
the carrier
Players
libs,
carry
right? Because
out.
the carriers are really strong against like the
And then my
Raven
Taurus came.
libs, and then normally like Nedved stores will kill the carriers, right? But like I stacked a lot of libs too and sniped the
And
Thors.
also, then my Taurus came and
Yes.
stacked also. Like
Uh,
it's like triple stack.
yeah, and then as agreed, I think it's very hard to play Ravager against like Thor, Lib, and Carrier. Like everything is too fat and has too much range, so you can't really like pile everything down.
Okay, now what everyone wants to know in the chat, I think what's going on everyone's head. So, Ravagers, are they the new meta?
I mean, they're really, really cheap. So, adding them has like a big
lot of
advantage,
value.
especially in the late game, because
Yeah.
everything's so clumped up, and if you just have like a couple of lines, I think it's really, really powerful.
Yeah, I think especially against Terran, because like a lot of times what Terran do is when they start winning, they just make a whole bunch of bio and then win the game. Except with the Ravagers, it's like, oh yeah, at some point you don't really want to make more bio, right? Like you have 2-3
Yeah.
lines, and then
Yeah.
more
yeah.
than that feels really bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you heard it here first. Ravagers, the new meta.
I don't think
Yeah,
we.
I'm
This
not
is the
sure if you
place where
should
you're
do
hearing
like
first.
I'm not sure about pure Ravager versus like mixing them in. Honestly, I'm not too sure, but I think it's worth putting some in at least.
Yeah, I think so
there-
too. Just
so
because
there
they
can
add
be-
the extra AoE. They add extra
So
AoE.
there can be other builds with Ravagers, but pure Ravager is pretty specific, right? Like you can also like combine Ravagers with other stuff early on.
I mean,
Like
the problem is when you combine it.
it has what Zerg is missing, right? Zerg is missing the DPS. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, Ravagers are really good, I would say. Yeah.
Especially against air. Like Zerg has problems where it's hard to DPS stuff down fast enough. But
Mhm.
the problem with Ravagers is it's really hard to micro them with other units. If you have pure Ravager, it's not so bad. Like it's still kind of tricky, but it's okay. But if you're trying to micro like Fungal and Ravager and like Vipers or something, it's a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like you're never truly 100% secure like it used to be in the DS field. When you kill the cannon, each player get the minerals. You have middle income, and you're just marching forward to Nexus. This wasn't the case this final.
Mhm.
Yeah, not at all. I mean,
Yeah,
we couldn't relax for a second, Like we were
I know,
scanning them all the time for gas, everything, It's
I
like
know,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
There are some
this,
time pushes, like you have to know, so you have to scan them all the time because Terran especially is very tricky, right? Like selling all,
yeah, that
making
like that
ravens,
game.
lips,
Yeah,
yes,
sorry, sorry,
or
just
Kachar forgets to go front, then suddenly we are fucked. And,
yes.
our first game I forget to get
yeah,
Storm.
yes, Storm also, yes, and
I
I'm like
mean, we
I
felt the
was
tension. Yeah, we
mm,
felt it.
yes.
There was
But
some disruptor.
it
There
was
were
really
some.
really good. Yeah, it was really good games. I think like I want to
Yeah.
congratulate everyone Lojo team.
Yes.
They played
Yes.
really really well. It's
Yes.
worth this final, I guess. Like
Yeah.
And they walk away with a $375 prize pool. So that's
yes,
that's
yes,
something to
yeah. I
consider
think
too, right?
that's good. Yes,
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys earned the victory. You played hard. You played good. You seamed them all the way. I think you 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 lost one game this tournament. That
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So
That
you
was against them.
kind of put some hard effort or yeah. It, congratulations, guys. Well earned. And for
Yeah.
everyone love Joe.
Congratulations. Very solid play.
Yeah.
I have a question before I
yeah,
go
thank
forward.
you. Mhm.
What about
Yes.
the race matchup strategy? What was the thinking process behind it? Because you opened with the Protoss before and then you just went TDZ.
Well, the thing is, we kind of knew that they're gonna play Zerg on first or last position, and I kind of wanted to play ZVZ mirror, and
At
I
one
don't know.
point, and then if not, it's also okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think we were confident-ish that we would win the PTT, although that obviously didn't happen every single time,
yeah,
and like the
yeah.
games were harder than we thought, to be honest. Like there's a lot more back and
Mm,
forth. But I think ZTT makes it a lot easier because I think we already said, right? Like NetVid is really good at the TVP, especially. So if you take that
Yeah,
away, it helps a lot.
yeah. I mean, the game's getting too long. We are getting tired also. So it's already 3 hours, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's midnight for me as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
All
I
right.
guess you can conclude
Yes.
another
Well,
long
we can.
tournament.
Yes,
I
we
ha-
still have one more match remaining next week. Like this tournament is still not over. There's a very important match. Who is going to win the third place? It's going to be Sweet Elephants against Show Mode. So the tournament is not over yet. We still have some more exciting games to come. I
yes.
Yeah.
myself am pretty excited about that one. I have no clue who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah.
Actually, one thing that we can pull it up from the YouTube is here. We had the pool up, and we have 41 votes who's gonna take the tournament, and GrumpyKittens have 61% of the votes, and Everyone Loves Joe has 39% of the votes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was kind of close, actually,
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
voting wise at least.
And the thing is, each game looks so scary. I
There's
know the
definitely a
feeling.
lot of
You can't relax a single second. Like, okay, we got this now, guys. Just run them over. No, that's not the case.
there was definitely a lot of love for Everyone Loves Joe throughout the tournament, right? Like we saw they had their own fans, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we would like to see about the teams. That there's
Well,
people that cheer for them.
Of
it's
course.
well
Yeah.
deserved, right? They
Yes.
switched the meta around and they got to the final, so it's definitely well deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're really putting the Ravagers into the game a lot more than they were before.
yeah. It's really nice addition. Good job, Agreed.
Yes.
Okay,
Shout
well,
out to Agreed. And yeah, it was like it's a really strong threat. It's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, congratulations, guys, and this is gonna be it for today.
Yes.
Does anyone else? Yeah, Jurzal, you have
Nope.
anything you want to say?
Nope. No.
Okay, then
Only
No,
maybe
I-
another apology about that fuck up.
Alright.
But yeah, just that's
thank you everyone for watching. I
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed the games as much as we did, and we'll
Yeah,
see you
yeah.
all next week.
Yep, and thank you
Okay.
guys so much for casting. It was really good.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you.